Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Well, Kyle Draper is he's on assignment. He's at a conference, right, Jay? I want to make sure I don't misrepresent where he is. He's going to be out the next couple of days. Is it for it's a journalism conference, right?
Yeah, it's the NABJ National Conference, National Association of Black Journalists.
Right. So Drapes will be there the next couple of days. So you got Jay and Whitey today. Jay, a couple big things going on. You got this whole ESPN buying NFL Network. That's big. We'll get to that, of course. But even bigger, I'm just looking here, MLB.com. It says, down, never out. Giants late comeback to win series. Look at those Giants, Jay. I told you. Those pesky Giants. They're not done yet. They're back over 500, Jay. They're still in this thing.
Who wrote that?
This is MLB Network. I don't have a byline.
Okay.
Yeah. But Dom Smith completes Giants' late comeback to win series. They scored 1 in the 8th and 2 in the 9th. They are 4-2 winners over the Pirates. And the Giants are they're knocking on that wild card door, Jay.
What door is that?
The wild card door.
The front, the back, the side, or the one in the back house at the shed?
It's the one that the Mets are trying to ignore. You know, the Mets now are the final wild card. Obviously, a long ways to go. Things can change. The Giants are just 5 games out of the third and final wild card, and they only have the Reds between them and the Mets. This thing is not over, Jay.
It's over.
I tried to tell you, and you won't listen.
So when will you allow me to say I tried to tell you and you won't listen?
Well,
what are you gonna say when they're mathematically out?
Well, they're far from mathematically out.
Okay,
they're
so
surging.
I'm asking.
The Mets are
they're surging.
Yes,
they
won.
Just got swept last week.
They've won 2 in a row and four of their last 10.
That's surging. Losing record is surging. Now you sound like King fan.
They won their last 2 series.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
so,
right.
you know, they are hanging in. That's one thing about the wild card. Like it or not, it keeps teams in the picture for a while. Back in the old days, you had to win your division, you know, and teams were eliminated.
Right.
April 8th, half the league's like, they're done.
Of the season.
They're done. Yeah. So the Giants playing a little better, and the Mets are reeling right now. So
I'm going to ask you again.
There's still a path.
When will you allow me to say and take heed of it? It's over.
I think at the end of the month, we would know for sure because the Giants I think they have like 7 with the Padres before the month is over, and then I think they still play the Dodgers as well. Dodgers, Padres, Giants have a lot of games against each other. Giants have to play really well in those games.
Yeah, Padres are a half game above the Mets, right?
Right.
Yeah,
they kind of stumbled into the second wild card last night.
They did, which is fine. They were 3.5 behind. Who am I blanking? Who's Cubs?
Yeah. So baseball carrying on, and those Giants last week we thought, they're out. They're waving the white flag. Not so fast, Jay.
Well,
That's all.
No,
as your friend, that's what I'm trying to tell you. In your A's hat.
And as your friend, I'm going to say, please separate the we and me and you, because I think us see it differently. We see it a little different. So I think it's over.
More good news for the Giants. They go home. You know who they play? They play Washington. And I don't have to tell you wearing your A's cap what's going on with Washington right now.
17.5 back somewhere in the wild card. Yeah, they're terrible.
The A's annihilated them last night.
But didn't we say that last week against the Pirates? And the Pirates came in there and jumped all over the G-Man.
You're right.
Okay, just saying. Yeah. It's baseball.
That's absolutely right. That's why you can't assume anything one way or the other. Like you say, it is baseball.
You keep going. You keep having 4 and 6 runs in your last 10. You do that 2 more times and it's over with.
Yeah.
It's over now, but it's truly over with.
By the way, I said the Giants and the Padres and the Dodgers play each other a lot. I don't believe the Giants play the Dodgers for a while, but they do have the Padres coming up here, I think 7 times before the end.
Come on, Padres. If there's any time
the end of the month
to put some dirt on somebody, 'tis the season. Padres will lead a door. Now, you're talking about knocking on the door. The Padres will let the door not even shut. They'll just prop it open themselves. Wedge one of those door stoppers in there and let the Giants come in. Padres don't know how to put nobody out. They don't know how to put no nail in the coffin.
Last night they had a lead and Mason Miller came in. Your guy Mason Miller. Did you see what happened?
No longer my guy.
103.9 miles an hour. Is it Lourdes Gurriel? 2-run shot. the fastest pitch that someone hit out of the park in the StatCast era. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. If you're supposed to feel good about that or not if you're Mason Miller, but he got turned around last night. The Padres won that one in extra innings. So there's still a lot of things happening to baseball, Jay, and your Giants, they're still hanging in there. They got a shot.
They're gasping.
They may be, but they're breathing.
Not even that heavy. It's the dirt they're in the box. There's been a few droplings of dirt.
If they don't play well against the Nats, I think we can say, all right, that's sweet.
So you
Good
didn't
job,
care about
honey.
the fact that they got swept by the Pirates last week.
Well, they just beat the Pirates 2-3.
They're supposed to.
They're bounced back from that nicely.
4-6 in the last 10.
Yeah, but what, 4-2 in their last 6? Aha! You see, that's baseball. Anyway, you slice it, I can slice it the other way.
I tell you, boy, I never would have thought the day of you coming out arguing the Giants making the playoffs.
I just said they're in it. Hold on.
I thought you were an Undertaker. I thought you were.
I have to balance.
Come
because
on, man.
You're so anti. Even anything that's orange and black, like Halloween, you don't like
because I can't stand it.
Because it's giant
Reminds
colors.
me of it. Yeah.
So I just gotta try to balance it out a little bit.
You're 100% right.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it.
Sure, on some level, I respect it, but on the other hand, it's my moral duty to try to balance it a little bit. All right, how about the other big story? I know you had said earlier today, Jay and I going back and forth, you were interested in what the heck is going on here with ESPN buying NFL Network and a good chunk of NFL media. What happens now? What does this mean for the football consumer? Less competition is generally not good for the consumer. To a degree, we had NFL Network and ESPN. They were competing against each other, and we reaped the benefits of that. Now they're not competing against each other anymore. We also, Jay, NFL Network doing investigative pieces. I don't think we're as likely to see that now that ESPN is running the show.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's, the first thing that popped into my mind is this. Why in the hell does the NFL Network need to sell their network to anybody?
I think because two things. One is there are a number of games now that are freed up. There's 4 games as part of the NFL Network package that now the NFL can sell any way they want.
Okay.
Yeah. But the big thing is you got 10% of ESPN, which I read somewhere, 10% of ESPN is worth more than 100% of NFL Network.
So, but my question to you is that I'm going to ask the same question to you again. Why does the National Football League need to sell any game to ESPN? I mean, any part of their network to ESPN?
The same reason they do anything. They just make money out of it. They make more money.
Don't they already have enough money?
No, they don't.
Okay.
That's not the way they run their business. I mean,
totally understand that, right? Because I knew that's coming back. Because we all need more money. It don't matter if you're a billionaire, right? Common sense.
Right.
But now let's push it a little forward too. You're falling right into the trap. My point of it is this. Now there's a monopoly on what's going to be said. There's a monopoly on how you go about talking about the NFL. There's a monopoly on, or there's a third party now media at the same time who's not checks and balances
to
the NFL. Okay, we agree on that. Now let's push it one more level past the situation. The NFL prints money. They're giving away games when they already have in-house games.
They make money on the back end.
True. But why not make it on the front end?
Because they make more this way. They can make more money.
See, I
otherwise they wouldn't do it. Why would they do it then?
For money. And I'm going to tell you why, because they're lazy. They're lazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily, and this is the tough part. Now here we go to the personal part of it. Guess what? Now we're getting ready to get rid of a lot of people's jobs.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're getting ready to cut the people that make the NFL Network what they are. Now we're getting ready to dissect the NFL Network and NFL jobs. And now it just brings more money, but you're being cheap, NFL. You're not being personable. Where's the humane situation and what it is? I know people are going to say, well, this is business, Jay. I got it. But they're already making money on top of it. It's just an easy way of capitalism to get the hell out, get people out the way.
Right.
And that's the cold part about all of this.
Yeah.
You guys are being lazy. You truly are. And a lot of great people are getting ready to lose their job.
Yeah. Listen, you asked why they're doing it. I gave my answer. I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm not saying I'm behind it.
Sure.
I'm just wondering why.
You're playing devil's advocate, like you said.
No, I mean, why did they do it? Because they think they're going to make money. The question is, if the product's not as good, all right, a lot of us and a lot of people in media and a lot of fans that pay attention to this stuff, they're going to be concerned about that. The question is, is the average football fan going to care? Is it just going to be, give me my football? I don't care about any of that.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. That's the point. And that's the problem with the NFL. So now I'm saying, take a step out the business factor.
Mm-hmm.
It's deeper than that, right? These are the same things that we're arguing in society. These are the things that we're talking about when it comes to humanity. These are the topics that we're having conversation. We just talked about this yesterday. The country, the world is divided more than ever. It's not a peace treaty, so I'm not going that far. But what I'm saying to you is the NFL has all the money in the world. They're printing money. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, there's no question they don't need any more money. They're forever going to get money as long as people watch the football, as long as people watch NFL and football. It's a way to get rid of people. It's a way to continuously make money without having to shell out money. And then on top of that, to give it to ESPN, which you're already in cahoots with. You're already in cahoots with CBS.
Partners, yes.
You're already in cahoots with NBC. You're already in cahoots with Fox. You're already in cahoots with, you see what I'm saying? Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
You're already there's so many different avenues that the NFL is already in cahoots with. There's no checks and balances. And you're getting rid of the people, like the Marcus Grants of the world, the Adam Ranks of the world, like the Steve Weisses of the world, like great people who are getting ready to not have a job, Whitey.
Yeah.
Straight up. No doubt about it. They're about to get cut.
I don't appreciate that.
I'm not coming at you. I'm just saying we're having a conversation.
I'm not saying this is great.
Yeah.
I don't know that it is. My guess is that it's not going to be so great. And I'll be honest, I hadn't considered that side of it that you're talking about, but it stands to reason. If the NFL is they're gonna have a kind of combined, for example, on their fantasy stuff. Oh, now we have the best of both worlds, ESPN and NFL.com media combined on fantasy football. You're right. I hadn't thought of that. Well, you don't need as many people doing that. So that's another unfortunate turn here with this. It's really like a merger, but you can't call it that, I guess.
Nah, it's cold blood, man.
Yeah.
The NFL is bowing out.
Mm-hmm.
And the real conversation becomes this. We have to support, and to not be non-political. Unfortunately, we have to support people that a lot of times we don't, because they have a monopoly on businesses and certain things that you need to live, right? Common sense. With that being said, to keep it on the sports world, it just truly, I would rather have 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different entities to where we can have a bit of more, some variety.
Yeah, and we get the best. We benefit from that.
Absolutely.
Because
Competition
they have to
is
compete
key.
For my attention.
There it was.
And when you just we have one big NFL media package, then I don't have a lot of choices. Where else can I go? Take, for example, the draft. I don't know which.
I like NFL Network over ESPN.
Me too.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't even know if we're going to have that choice anymore.
You won't.
Yeah.
Because people getting ready to lose their job.
Mm-hmm.
And so the bigger push for me on this is now it's just a setup, because I know how capitalism works. I know how business is. I'm not stupid. I get it. But the extra push to that is this. The people who walk around the world and talk about NFL is king, it just further shows you guys are sheeps, man. Like it's time for people to take a look at how you operate within the sports world too. And it affects all of us. So the fantasy people, people who scream NFL is king and can't be touched. And we're getting to the point now, Whitey, where there's going to be so many or so less amount of people who tell us, insiders, reporters, beat writers, that it's just going to start to get generic now. Mm-hmm. It's going to get watered down. It truly is.
Yeah.
And when you really take a step back and look at it, this is why I talk about, fantasy people. This is why I talk about the NFL who scream like, well, NFL can't be beat. Yeah, because you guys are allowing these things to happen. Again, with the fact of big capitalism and business, the only way to really get back to some of these people are through your pockets. Yeah. It's tough because I like football. I enjoy watching the 49ers. I'm not so much as built in to be around a fantasy person. That's just not me. But I love that people like that.
Yeah.
I love that people love to be a part of fantasy, leagues and things like that.
Yeah.
Please do what makes you happy. But there is a bad look to this too, man.
Yeah, one of my fears, and I'm not pushing back on anything you said there, but one of my fears is that it won't just get watered down, the product. It'll also get ESPNified, which is
That's
rather
another
than,
conversation,
journalism, and this is what's going on with this team. It'll be, somebody, Stephen A., and maybe there'll be new Stephen A's. What if the Cowboys are making me so mad? It's like, wow, that's all we're going to get? That, I guess, has its place. A lot of people like that, but that's all we're going to get? The other thing is this, as you were talking, I was remembering this. If you go back 2011 around there, remember you had Bountygate?
Yeah.
It was a scandal for the league because it went hand in hand with concern over concussions.
Yeah, health.
And, the league's in trouble. They're facing all these lawsuits. At the time, Mark Cuban said of the NFL, he said, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. And he was saying the league is so greedy that the league's going to collapse on itself. Well, here we are 14 years later, and guess what? That ain't happened.
No.
They're doing,
because you know why?
doing
The sheep flock to the shepherd. There are people who don't give a damn.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to continue to march to the beat of the drum.
You're talking about just the typical fans?
I think typical fans aren't the sheep. I think it's the no holds bar fan. It's the Buffalo Bill fan. It's the Raider fan. It's, those type of fans. The typical fan, you're going to get your money. You might slide to a game here and there, that type of stuff. Casual. That's the typical fan for me. I think more fans are casual sports fans more than anything, unless it is your favorite team, which means you're dialed in. You're not a casual fan for your team. But as far as league-wise, I would venture to say a high percentage of people, have checked out of the red zone who don't compete in fantasy. Like for me, the red zone is for people who compete in fantasy. Or you're not a casual fan, you're more a sheep. I think, and I know we're talking in circles, but there has to be something done down the road, man. There has to be.
The Red Zone channel, by the way, and I don't play much fantasy. I haven't played in a while, but I do watch it because it's a good way to keep up on everything going on.
True.
It's not as good as watching the actual games, but it's a good way to keep up on what's going on.
But you're not a casual fan.
Right.
So.
But a lot of fans have been really concerned about what's going to happen to the Red Zone channel. In the short term, nothing is going to happen. It's complicated. NFL Network still runs it, although ESPN technically owns it. So at least in the short term, and I don't think any of this goes into effect for a while. It's got to be approved and everything. So Red Zone channel, I would think so.
Pushed through.
In the short term, Red Zone channel will be the same. One thing that's interesting out of this is I think Roger Goodell, maybe it was him. Somebody said today in the wake of all this coming out, that ESPN may take the Red Zone principle and apply it to other properties. So you may have MLB Red Zone, and we kind of have that already. Different people have tried that, but it'll be interesting to see if you have, you're a college football fan. SEC Red Zone and all of that. ESPN may try to pull that off.
I could see it.
As long as they leave NFL Red Zone alone, I don't care what else they do.
You ain't tripping. Yeah.
NBA Red Zone.
Maybe.
Well, they don't have. Do they still have? Yeah, they still have. Do they still have NBA or did they lose NBA? I can't even keep track of it.
I think they still have it.
Yeah, okay.
I think they still have it. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I think they do. Because TNT moved to NBC, right? Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. It gets confusing.
I know. And then TNT got sucked in by ESPN because now they're talking about TNT show being the frontline show. Yeah. So I don't like it. I'm on my Kyle Draper today with the NFL. I don't like it at all.
I don't either.
Because it's big business cutting out the small people. It truly is. And with the understanding, I understand capitalism. I don't need anybody to come in here and give me a lecture. I don't want to go back to college. I get it. But truth is truth and real is real. There are going to be a lot of people who lose their job who are great at their job. And on top of that, it just further exemplifies for me that the NFL can get away with anything from their fans. And that's the big issue I don't like. Is NFL, I'm not standing up. I ain't on no shield. I ain't Captain America. But damn, NFL fans, y'all can't stand up at all?
Well,
like, where do you ever see NFL fans kick back? We've seen it in college. We've seen it in NIL. We've seen people, change different things. We've seen kickback. We've heard the shut up and dribble in the NBA. We've seen kickback with baseball. NFL is like the Teflon Don. Why NFL fans can't stand up and be like, I don't like that. I ain't rocking with that.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully they will if this is as bad as some people fear it will be. That is, I'm talking about ESPN taking over coverage of the NFL. We won't know. Probably, to your point, you're probably right. They probably won't, but we'll see. Yeah.
They won't. Fantasy's so big, man.
Let's wrap up the football conversation on a more positive football note. I want to see if this excites you. I saw this today. Maybe you already saw it. It's a 49er nugget from Matt Barrows. I didn't know about this. It makes sense. It's a little exciting. You have Matt Barrows, friend of the show and friend of the station. He was on Tim Kawakami's podcast, and they were talking about Ricky Pearsall.
Tricky.
Yeah. Both reporters were talking about how Pearsall has stood out at camp so far, seems to have established a great rapport with Brock Purdy. And then Matt Barrows goes on to say, quote, Pearsall got the ball a couple of times on carries. I'm not allowed to describe the type of carry he got, but it wasn't just in the passing game, end quote. Jay, the 49ers may have a new wide back. Ricky P. What do you think?
Couple things there.
Jay is not in the mood for it today.
Yeah, I'm on my Kyle Draper movement today. I don't know what Tricky Ricky P's upside is when it comes to handling the ball. I've never seen it happen.
This may be just like end around.
Of course. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
I do like the fact of this, though. I'm definitely, and TC could probably call and jump on this. Shanahan is the type of coach, at least in my eye, where he's in it, as we like to say, he's in the bag. He's chefing. He's cooking it up for 2 games in a row. And then we'll go 3 games in a row. It's like, what happened? You just got away from everything that just worked. We just blew 2 teams out, and now all of a sudden you're on your Jim Harbaugh 3 yards in a cloud of smoke, or you're looking predictable with your play calls, or it's taking you, 86 minutes to get in a play call where all of a sudden, last week you were dropping in play calls and on a 4-second turnaround. I don't know what the hell this is.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's a wrinkle maybe.
Yeah, but if it gets to the point to where we on some Debo stuff, because if Barrows is saying, well, I'm not allowed to say how he's getting the ball. To me, if it was, you tell me, if it was on some end around stuff, wouldn't you just say, hey, he's been getting the rock on a few end arounds?
I don't think he'd be allowed to. I don't think he could.
Nah.
Last season,
stop taking up for these people, Whitey.
Matt Barrows is my guy.
I know he is.
But I do. I don't think they're allowed to describe. They ran this play or that play, no matter what it is. Last season, Ricky P, you may remember, he had a 39-yard gain against Dallas on an end around. So that might be all it is. But I like that, Jay. I like Shanny with the wrinkles.
Yeah. We'll see if those things are deployed during the game. You can like it right now, August, 6th? Yeah. Or 5th or whatever that was. Your 4th. Go ahead, man. Celebrate it.
Juwan Jennings throwing passes. I want to see it all. By the way, here's a reason to watch 49ers preseason games. This is from SI.com. They list 10 things to watch this preseason, which starts in earnest tomorrow. And I looked through this. I'll have to double check.
We got Matt Verderan from SI Now Football tomorrow.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll double check on that. One of the things he lists is Mac Jones as a reason to watch the 49ers preseason games. Because Mac Jones has been playing well, and this is a guy that could resuscitate his career. It's similar to what we saw with Trey Lance last Thursday, but to a lesser magnitude. Because Trey Lance is like, you got to see it at some point. Mac Jones is probably going to be a backup for a while, and he already is a backup. He's the number 2 quarterback. He's been spinning it, Jay. It'd be interesting to see him running Shanahan's offense with Ricky P on the end around. This is going to be a fun preseason.
You know what? Let me say this. And I'm sounding more and more like Draper.
You are.
Yeah, I might need to take off. I might need to take off until we get to September. Seriously, though. I literally I'm up against it. I'm maxed out. I'm at the ceiling when it comes to vacation hours. It may be time for me to take off a couple weeks, Whitey.
Wow.
Because I'm not getting excited over no damn Mac Jones, man.
Oh, I didn't say to get excited about that. I said something to watch. Ricky P, I said get excited about.
Yeah, I'm not excited over that either. I'm not excited over giving Tricky Ricky P the ball in the backfield. How about you prove the hell that you could catch a ball first? That's where I'm looking
for. He's doing that, Jay.
I know he is, but I like to see it during a regular game. a regular game. See, I got to be real with myself.
Right.
Because Draper's going to accuse us of wearing 49er glasses. So let's keep it a buck today, baby. It's Wednesday. We can keep it real with each other while Draper is gone. Why in the hell would I be excited that secret handoff to Tricky Ricky P is happening and he can't even tell me when it's happening or how it's happening?
Debo's gone, but the Niners may have a new wide back. By the way, Connor Orr is the gentleman that wrote.
Oh, shouts out to Connor Orr. No doubt.
All right, when we come back, in honor of Jay's cap that he's got on, another member of the A's had an absolutely ridiculous game last night. We'll crunch the numbers next on Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
One of our chatters, Jess, was in the building. They're having a conversation about media. She said, not media like Dave. I mean real media. Dave is weird media, which is fine.
You're so weird media.
Weird media.
You can listen to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 1140 a.m., YouTube, or the Sacktown Sports app.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that, and third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures, until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is actress Holly Robinson Peete for Eggland's Best. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make sure you're choosing wholesome ingredients like Eggland's Best Eggs to plus up your nutrition. With more than 6 times the vitamin D and double the omega-3s and vitamin B12 compared to ordinary eggs, Eggland's Best supports a healthy lifestyle. Available in so many delicious varieties, classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com to learn more.
Ready to elevate your everyday? Quince has the Luxe Staples Insider Swear By, minus the markup. From 100% European linen styles and 14-karat gold jewelry to gorgeous leather bags and elevated home finds, Quince has it all. And by partnering directly with top artisans and ethical factories, Quince delivers premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. Discover everyday luxury without the markup at Quince. Go to quince.com/style upgrade for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/style upgrade.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash,
Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Sponsored by the California Army National Guard and Hop Valley Brewing. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Hey, I'm Alan Stiles. Injured at work? Call downtown. DTLA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they have won over $500 million in settlements. DTLA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero up front. Call downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com. Text charges may apply.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/SacktownSports1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
We have a Text of the Day nominee. Yeah, I know it's early, but this is a really legitimate contender for Text of the Day honors. From 510 Frank, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. You want to shoot us a text or give us a call. Of course, you can also hit us up in the chateau if you're on the YouTube with us, which we appreciate. 510 Frank, Jay, he asked this question. Whitey, do you feel like in the 80s when Steve Young was getting drafted to the USFL, Herschel Walker, those types of talent, do you think that competition kept the NFL more honest? It's a great question. I don't know the answer, Frank, but it is a great question because, yeah, the NFL was under attack from the USFL. Early, mid 80s, there were some big name players that were going to the USFL. Yeah, so the NFL, they had, it was great because they had what they do. They had to do it well because they were actually competing with a league that was getting a little bit of attention.
Yeah, Whitey, competition is good, man.
Yeah.
There's a reason why, even though we don't adhere to it, but there's a reason why we have monopoly rules set out there, throughout our
antitrust.
Come on now.
Yeah.
It's just when one entity controls everything in that market, it's tough. And that's why I always say I prefer college football, as terrible as it has been when it comes to the players. I do think, and I think we're actually moving towards the NCAA not being a part of college football sooner rather than later. I think conferences will move and groove with that. It's a money game.
Yeah.
The NCAA has finally relinquished, a stronghold on that because people like, who was that? Frank?
There's 510 Frank.
510 Frank, straight up to the town. There's so many different people who have now put into money, business, time, effort. And now the NCAA has got so much competition, they're probably getting ready to go bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people with long train smoke type of cash who's coming at the NCAA. Why is nobody standing up to the NFL?
Well, maybe this is part of the reason why, to Frank's point and to your point, talking about monopolies, we know the USFL sued the NFL for antitrust violations. Like, that's a monopoly. They can't do that. And the USFL won, but they were awarded $3. So it's like they won, but they really, really lost and they went out of business. So maybe that serves as a warning for other people that want to sue the NFL for being a monopoly. It's like, it costs a lot of money, and even if you win, you lose.
Yeah, but ESPN, and this is the cold part about it is if I'm CBS, if I'm Fox, if I'm Amazon, if I'm ABC, I'm picking up the phone and I'm trying to figure out how in the hell did that happen? How is that?
Well, ABC is they own
Disney.
The ESPN.
Yeah,
so
Disney, Disney owns both of them. Yeah. But if I'm saying I'm looking at the situation of I'm not allowing that to happen. As much as I can control personal business, privately owned businesses, I'm definitely going to the table and say, I'm demanding this. Like I guess what I'm saying is this, Whitey. You're not going to win the fight. Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. I totally get it. But there has to be something to the table of NFL giving up on their whole entire network. If I'm Fox, I want to know why. I'm picking up the phone and I'm calling and what in the hell happened? What are we doing here? Why are you selling us a product that you're also now? Because see, the one thing about NFL Network, and I was over at the NFL Network very shortly, one of the things that they prided themselves on one of the things they prided themselves on was we are the checks and balances network. If ESPN says something, we give them completely something different. If Amazon says something and it's not true, then we say something different. We're the end all be all. We're the last line that needs to be crossed. We have to keep the integrity of what's going on with the league. As much as I knew, that's BS. Okay, I get it. But I also understood there was something at the end of the rainbow when it came to football. It's like, yeah, you know what? ESPN is off their rocker today. Let's go ahead and go to the morning show and Peter Schrager and you say this and say that. That's gone now.
Mm-hmm.
That's out of here.
That show'll still be on, but to your point, yeah.
That's done though. Yeah, because now, see, the NFL doesn't have the last laugh. They don't have the last say-so.
They're actually partners.
Yes. Now I could come to the table as ESPN and say, nah, like you said, the same thing that you're worried about. The Stephen A's and all these people screaming at Dan Orlovsky's, and now they creating, some top 10 that's out of pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to shut up and be quiet. Pipe down over there, NFL Network. Pipe down.
It's not going to be good. How bad, I think, is the question. From the 209, how come you guys haven't covered the huge news that the Spurs have re-signed Harrison Ingram to a two-way contract? Well, we have now. Thank you. But yes, appreciate that. I wanted to see, Jay, what you...
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Wanted to see what you thought of what went down last night. The A's beat the Nats. Two teams going nowhere this year, but it was 16-7. And again, a member of the A's, and not Nick Kurtz, had an absolutely ridiculous game. And they get underway in about an hour again in D.C. Shea Langoliers had 5 hits and 3 home runs. I remember we checked last night, what was it, 10-2 or something? Yeah. He's got 2 home runs already. Yeah. He had 5 hits and 3 home runs. He's got 10 home runs since the All-Star break. There's something going on with this team, Jay. These are incredible numbers. The things that he's doing, and Nick Kurtz, it's like, wow, this team's got something going.
What does that mean?
It means that they are an incredibly talented offensive team.
Yeah.
For a young team.
Yeah, they're
especially in today's day and age, where, as you point out, you don't get as much offense.
Yeah.
It's like a slow pitch softball team. 16-7.
A U-trip team. They out there getting it in.
Yes. I've definitely played on slow pitch softball teams where we have scored 16.
Oh, that's bad business by you guys.
I know.
16 points, man. 16 runs.
Yeah.
Man, y'all was out there struggling.
I know.
Booty holes getting tight out there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, they're good. They're good at what they do. They're just not good as a team. We know the pitching is terrible. Defense, they're decent. Offensive, they're skilled. No doubt about it. This is the type of thing that you're looking for moving into next year.
Mm-hmm.
I just ask you one more time. I'm scorned. I got the scab on the back of my back, brother. Will we even see Shea Langoliers on this team next year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just asking for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
They're not right now. They're not doing that. Maybe it's just because because they're thinking we got to hold this team together for when we get to Vegas, which, by the way, looks less and less likely. I don't know how closely you follow it. You go there a lot more often than I do, but all the stories coming out of Vegas are like tourism's down. No one's coming here.
Right.
The economy
11%.
is. So why are how are you going to build a stadium and move a team there?
Private money.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the private money that John Fisher said that he has, or has been backed by the bank.
Isn't it at least going to be harder to convince people to spend that private money when people aren't going there?
Meaning
people aren't
in
going
Las
to
Vegas, private money? Yeah, I think so.
So fewer people that are going to be able to attend your games?
Yes, especially when you're already competing against, different shows and different sports attractions and more stadiums and arenas being built left and right.
What are you going to go see? The A's and the Twins,
or the Blue Man Group,
or Backstreet Boys? It's a Sphere. Right?
The Jabberwockies or the Royals.
Oh man, those guys are good.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go catch Michael Jackson's tribute concert.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The Beatles' Love at the Mirage.
Yeah.
or Asian twins getting going.
Donna, what was it? Was it something Marie? Was Donnie and Marie?
Donnie Marie
at the Flamingo?
Yes. Well, the Flamingo's not there anymore, but
Flamingo
that's okay.
is there.
I thought they were tearing it down to. Well, that's a trop.
Yeah, what
I'm
you mean?
sorry.
Tropicana's
I
getting the
confused
Flamingo, man. The
with
go-go
trop.
room, baby.
Right. My mistake.
If you
I
have an
apologize.
opportunity to go to Las Vegas, go to the Flamingo and the go-go room.
You know who Bobby Slayton is?
Experience. Sounds familiar.
Bobby Slayton's a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
I don't think he's touring much now. Unfortunately, his wife passed away a few years ago, but really, really abrasive.
Okay.
Really abrasive. And we were in Vegas once. I don't remember what for our show. And I think it was to promote, sports book or something. And he said, we contacted him. He's like, yeah, you guys come to my show. Went to his show, and his show was at the Flamingo or the Trop. What it was, he was an opening act. And when people came in, they bought some package. They got dinner and they got some, I don't know, some betting credit.
Coupons, credit.
And then you got to go to Bobby Slayton's show.
Okay.
So, and he's not like Mr. Mainstream. So people would come in who wouldn't know who he was. Hey, go to Bobby's show. So we're in his show and it's really funny, but people are just getting out and leaving because it's like, it's like, what is this guy? But it was really, he was like, yeah, it's really tough. People get the coupons to come in. They don't know who I am. They don't want to stay through, some of that stuff.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look him up. Is it worth getting him on the show? Can he pipe down? Does he get?
No.
Can we get him a clean mouth? Okay.
He's
the podcast version.
Yeah.
All right.
He's that's just the way he is.
I got you.
Wonderful guy.
Living his
really
life.
Good to us,
absolutely.
But yeah. He's not like, okay, I'll give you the radio version.
Yeah.
Hi, fellows. He doesn't
living the truth.
Yeah. We should reach out to him. I haven't talked to him.
Okay. So. Yeah, I definitely will. Drop your name.
Yeah.
Okay, oh boy.
Yeah.
Carrying weight in these streets, huh?
We'll see. I had an idea for a TV show that he liked, but he never let me write the script for him. It was Mr. Heckle and Dr. Jive, where it's Bobby Slayton, and he's actually two people, identical twins. One is this real abrasive stand-up comic, and the other is a marriage counselor, and they keep getting mixed up. And, he said, "I like that idea." But we never got very far with it.
Never put the pen and the paper together.
No.
Okay.
So Shea Langoliers, I don't know if he's ever going to make it to Vegas, but that's their idea. They're hanging on to these studs, these absolute studs in the making, hoping they eventually get that stadium built in Vegas. Good luck. When we come back, they are coming for George Kittle's smelling salts. Does that mean Doug Christie has to be worried? We'll find out next on Sacktown Sports.
The Alan Styles Show.
But it's very simple. Jonathan Kuminga is sitting there saying, y'all wasted my time for 4 years. Now I'm going to waste your time. I'm going to waste your time now. You thought that your time was more valuable than my time.
You can listen to the Alan Styles Show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on 1140 a.m., YouTube, and the Sacktown Sports app.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Golf.com's Josh Sens offers 5 common golf course maintenance mistakes and tips to correct them. You've hit the green, and to fix your divot, you jam your tool underneath the ball mark and lift the soil, but the right way is to circle the edges of the mark with your tool, gently pulling the turf toward the center. Second, when fixing divots in the fairway, fill it with sand until it's level with surrounding turf, and gently smooth it with your foot. Third, when the course imposes the 90-degree rule, it means to stay on the cart path until you can turn at a right angle to your ball, minimizing wear and tear on the turf. 4, when you're driving on the course, proceed at a modest pace and avoid staked and roped-off areas. Avoid sharp turns, wet turf, bunker edges, tees, and greens. The superintendent will applaud you. 5, in a bunker, rake the sand smoothly and exit as you entered from the low side. Tap the sand from your shoes and leave it as if you weren't there. And now that you know, make sure your foursome knows as well. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N1.
888-848-1484. Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal, you should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Honda Summer Event and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. See all our specials at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
The Hagen Oaks Cutting Edge Putter Fitting Studio offers you more technology, more choices, and more service. Hagen Oaks wants to be your go-to total golf game fitter. With $30,000 worth of state-of-the-art technology ready for your fitting, Hagen Oaks will help you make your best putting stroke while finding the best putter design, shape, hosel, length, and loft for your game. Schedule your fitting at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for more.
Whitey and Drapes. You know the pair, the Drive Guys.
Well, as if we need proof that there are just too many hours to fill on TV and not enough actual content. Right now, I don't know how we ended up with this, but Kyle Ledbetter came in and he said, I'll set you up so the A's will come on when they start. And whatever channel he turned it to right now, they're showing Larry King's late night prostate special. Have you seen that, Jay?
No, sir.
I kid you not. That's what it is. It's the benefits of prostagenics. And it's Larry King who, no longer with us, talking about prostate medication. And this is like the 5th time I've seen it. Not today, but this thing's on all the time.
My thing is if you consider Kyle a friend, you should drop it right now. The fact that he would come in and put you under that type of torture, knowing your history and past, he's a cold piece. So I would say right now you should throw down the gauntlet and tell him we're no longer friends.
I'll consider it.
Okay.
I don't think he meant to.
No, he might have.
Yeah,
you never know with Kyle.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was absolutely nothing else on that he could have helped turned it on. He could have said, hey, Whitey, you know what? Let me do you a favor. The Cardinals and such are on. I'll make sure to send a reminder to you and Jay so when the A's come on, you don't miss it. But as of right now, I'm not going to put you under this type of scrutiny.
Jay, you're making a really strong argument.
I'm really just telling you, man. These are the things that we have to start to take into consideration around here at Sports 1140. Setup is the banana and the tailpipe is real.
Are you tired of prostate pills that don't work, Jay?
Oh,
this thing runs a lot. How is that possible?
Somebody bubbling. Good money out there in the streets.
George Kittle's upset because he can no longer use one of his favorite products. It has nothing to do with Larry King or prostagenics.
Thank you.
But we were just talking about NFL Network, and so they were doing, playing grab outs, whatever they do, doing an interview. And George Kittle interrupts the NFL Network interview at camp yesterday to air a grievance. He says, quote, our team had a memo today that smelling salts and ammonia packets were made illegal in the NFL, and I've been distraught all day. He says he uses the substances on every drive, and he was having some fun with it. He said, I thought about retiring. But how about that? The NFL outlawing smelling salts. I don't know if the NBA would consider following suit, but that'd be bad news for your guy, Doug Christie.
Well, maybe, because he's not necessarily playing, so I don't think Coach Christie is getting tested.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, how can one test for a smelling salt?
I don't know, but with Coach Christie, yeah, I guess if you did it behind closed doors, that's a good question. The FDA issued a warning to companies that produce the ammonia inhalants regarding the lack of evidence supporting the safety of them and how well they work. Also, I think the big thing in football, and this would mean that in basketball, probably nobody's going to care, the AIs, the ammonia inhalants, have the potential to mask certain neurological signs and symptoms, including some potential signs of concussion, end quote. So that's the bottom line for the NFL. It's like, if you get your bell wrong, you give me the smelling stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they test you, they put you in the blue tent.
Right.
All of a sudden, you're more coherent because of the AI, and it masks your symptoms of a concussion. You know how the NFL is concerned more than anything else about the safety and well-being of its players.
Absolutely.
That's really all the league cares about.
Come on, man. You know, that
Nothing
is
else.
number one on the list.
Absolutely.
On the board, in the boardroom.
They would rather not make any money and have 100% healthy players. If they could, they'd do that.
Yeah. You know, the NFL is some jokes right now.
Mm-hmm.
They truly are. And like I said, I'm on my Kyle Draper. You got me fired up today about the National Football League because it is.
I thought you were a fan.
Well, I am a fan, but I'm also a realist. I also understand that I don't have to like everything that they do. I'm also a fan that can, you know, I can read between the lines and have a better understanding sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Some people look at it as entertainment. That's what I look at it as. I don't take it as gospel, the word, the truth, testament, the Pentecostal, the Holy Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
When you got a lot of sheep out here who put on them robes and, you know, they believe that anything the NFL does is God.
Yeah.
So, nah, that's not it.
By the way, and you may have seen this update on the ESPN NFL media deal. It might not close. You know, it's proposed and agreed upon now, has to go through some government channels. It might not close until 2026, late 2026.
Ooh, man, that's down the road. We're
right.
2035 here.
Right. So
yeah.
we got some time.
Yeah. 2026. Man, that's tomorrow.
Huh. It's a little more than a year from
That's
now.
tomorrow,
it's not
man.
going to go into effect this season.
That's tomorrow, man.
Is my point.
I'm reading about this because I saw George Kittle Jim on NFL Network, which is getting ready to go bye-bye anyway. Fred Warner was the person that was being interviewed, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes behind the production chairs and talks about the smelling salts. I'm looking at Mike Garafolo of the formerly of the NFL Network. I guess we'll say ESPN here very soon. I'm just gonna start throwing this under the bus, Whitey, just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got the memo that was sent out, and I'm reading it. I'll say this: if it's true and it's real, and it helps the safety of the players, then I'm all for it. I don't really know, man. I'm not a biochemist, brother. I'm not. I have no clue on if it truly does or not. But if it is to assist players, being healthier down the long run, then that's cool. I don't really know why you would come in and say you can't use it if they don't. There's some type of evidence that, states that it harms you down the road. I'm not sure.
And it's also not clear that it helps you. That's
true.
part of it.
Very
too.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just so, and everyone knows this, we don't need to waste time on it. It's just so disingenuous of the league. It's like, oh, we can't have them taking something that masks concussion symptoms. Then you have in the Super Bowl and Julian Edelman gets, wow, he got clocked. He probably has a concussion. Is he going to go in the tent? Come on, man. It's
Let him rock.
fourth quarter of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Pat Mahomes got clothesline. Is he done? Nope. That's Pat Mahomes.
Right. And we care so much about player safety. Okay, but the teams are going to play Thursday and then they're going to play the next week again, short week. Yeah, that's football. Oh, our studies show the players are okay with it because we're making the kickoff safer. So,
In reality, there's probably a no-win situation. Playing football is so rough that it's inevitable.
I hope that it is safer. I don't know that it is. Football is a very violent game, and they try to make it for everybody like, oh, everybody go out, play football. what was that called? Football 360, whatever. And they want everyone to play. And it's a fun game. It's not for everybody. I knew a guy that is pretty well known, and he's a broadcaster. And I was talking to him once in a green room of this TV thing. And he said, I get stuff from lawyers all the time about lawsuits. And he had played in the 80s and 90s, maybe the 90s.
Wow.
He said, I have to have strategies for when I just forget where I am. He said, I got to have a set of keys somewhere in case I forget my keys.
Yeah.
He said, sometimes he'd be on TV and it'd just be like, wink.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, that happened to a lot of guys over a long period. And I hope, while the NFL is maybe not very genuine in their concern, they're really more concerned about avoiding lawsuits. I hope that there is less of that.
No, yeah, I think you very well said. There is, and you started with the fact of it is a very dangerous game.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt about it.
Very violent.
Absolutely.
Not for everybody.
No, it definitely isn't. And, you talk to players, I'm pretty sure if you had that same conversation, they'll probably say, yeah, I don't know if I would change it, though. I loved it. I would still play it. It's part of who I am. It's in my fabric. And that's the tough part about it. It's a very fine line, a gray area when you talk to players, people involved who've been on the field. Do
you know Romanowski?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
He said, I would, when I took the baseline test, I would cheat on them.
Yeah.
So that when I had a concussion, they wouldn't be able to tell. Because I want to play.
Right. It looks uniform.
Yeah.
The results all look uniform.
Right.
Yeah. It's that's what I said, but it's almost inevitable. I don't really know. As you said, I'm hoping that it's safe. And if the smelling salt situation helps and assists in safety, then albeit take it away. No doubt about it.
Mm-hmm. One more note on ESPN. I'd heard about this. I don't have all the details, but Seekins 4 points out ESPN also taken all WWE content, including PLEs like SummerSlam and WrestleMania starting August 21st this year for $29.99 a month. So man, ESPN's having a big day.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Peacock had that for a while, right? Didn't NBC have that? Where my wrestling folks? I thought NBC, WWE, which pretty much controls all the wrestling for the most part, minus AEW, which is the other big one. They were under NBC, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And so that's ESPN doing it again, monopolizing the situation to the best of their ability.
I think they had an investor calls today, so they had a lot to tell. They had a big day.
Big money, big change in the air.
When we come back, an expert weighs in on what Keegan's really worth. Next with Jay and Whitey, Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Looking for family fun, thrilling baseball, and unforgettable memories? Come out to Sutter Health Park and catch the Sacramento River Cats in action. Great games, great food, and great times await. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
Shake your body dry on a coastline.
Zach Bryan, live in concert. Friday, August 15th, Golden Gate Park.
Baptize me in a bottle of beer
With Kings of Leon, Turnpike Troubadours, and Oline Hoffman.
Oh, my
Zach Bryan. Tickets are on sale now at GoldenGateParkConcerts.com. Brought to you by your friends at Another Planet Entertainment.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton and Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140.
Young Frank Sinatra. I call shots round here. Tell me to pop, not to pop.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
No Kyle Draper today, so it's Whitey and Jay. And Jay, I don't know if this was conscious or if it just kind of happened. He has found himself kind of sliding into that Kyle Draper against the world mentality today.
Yeah. The spirit is taking over. It's I said that's when I know. Yeah, it's probably time for me to get on vacation. Because I'm out here operating like Kyle Draper, and that's not a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Where are you going on your next vacation? If you don't know, just where would you want to go?
Well, the move, me and the family, wife and daughter, we were supposed to go to Italy in March, and then it got pushed back to November, December-ish. But I haven't put any vacation in because, still trying to work around what we're going to do. So I'd say Italy. That's where we were trying to go earlier this year, but things happen.
Can I ask why Italy? What made you decide on Italy?
Yeah, it was a family trip. So it's like my uncle, aunt, cousins, other uncle, cousin, then some friends. We're all trying to put it together. And then just a few things just happened that some people had to drop out. And so, we got the refunds, got the money back. All was good, 100% of it to the penny. So no disrespect to nobody, all love. But it was proposed by one of my uncle's friends who had went last year. So I was all in because I wanted to go see, soccer or football. I wanted to see Italian league, hoop and all that.
La Liga.
Yes, sir.
That's Spanish. Sorry. That's
yes, but I know where you're going. Yeah. We were, Series A, Series B. I had tickets locked and loaded. I put in a few calls, got some credentials. We were good. Juventus. It's going to see a couple different squads,
Gotcha.
Milan. Let's get it in, baby.
I'll bet you'll see Dodger hats in Italy. Not a lot, but I would bet you.
Think so?
I would bet you. When we went to Hawaii, and I know Hawaii's a whole different deal, and it's just off the West Coast, but I couldn't believe how many Dodger hats I saw. So I'll bet you.
I wasn't looking
on the time of year. I'll bet you when you go to Italy, I'll bet you.
What island did you go to again?
Kauai.
Yeah. I don't remember. I don't remember seeing that many a couple months ago for whatever reason. Yeah, but I'm not. It's like this. You see Dodger hats, you go blind for a quick minute. So it ain't like you.
That's
I
right.
Remember, I registered.
It's like someone taking the old flash bulb in your face.
Yeah.
Jay, we have this from The Athletic today. We have been wondering on the show, Kings fans have been wondering for a long time, when are we going to find out about Keegan Murray? When is he going to be extended? This is from John Hollinger, who writes for The Athletic, isn't always overly favorable when it comes to the Kings, used to be a member of the Grizzlies front office. He writes why NBA rookie contract extensions are harder now and what to expect with a 2022 class. So long story short, he lists them. Group one already done. You got Paolo. You've got Jalen Williams. You got Chet Holmgren, Jabari Smith. And you've got group two on deck. He says group two on deck, probably Dyson Daniels, Jalen Duren. And there it is, along with Christian Braun, Keegan Murray. And this is what John Hollinger says about Keegan Murray and the Kings and an extension. This one feels pretty straightforward. I would guess is one of the most likely to end in a deal. Murray is older, and most of his 2022 classmates, older than most of his classmates, 25 years old. Helpful because he pretty much is what he is at this point, a starting caliber forward who is a relatively good defender, can make open shots and provide some secondary scoring. We'll come back to that. He says something around $25 million a year for 4 years is the ballpark for this type of player these days. I'd expect Murray's next deal to land in that range. The other reason to think this is how it plays out is that the Kings will have more serious luxury tax concerns in 26 if this deal pushes into the upper 20s and millions annually. So how about that? Are we okay with that if that's true? if Keegan Murray is what he is, a starting caliber forward who is a relatively good defender, can make open shots, and provide some secondary scoring, if that's what he is, are we as Kings fans good with that? Can we accept that? Or do we still need and want more from Keegan Murray?
Yeah, I don't know if you're asking me that question or you just want me to jump in and help you promote that question, but I would love to hear where Kings fans lie on the Keegan Murray spectrum. I would imagine it's going to be full tilt. You'll see some far left, far right, down the middle, a little slightly slanted. Some people are absolutely in love with him. I think some people are in a wait and see category when it comes to Keegan. I'm not exactly sure. I truly believe this year for the Kings is huge, no doubt about it. But as far as culture setting and things that need to change in a lot of people's eyes, but Whitey, I truly believe this is a huge year for Keegan Murray, not only for the money when it comes to, financially, but I think he's got for his naysayers and for the people that truly believe just what that description points out, he's got to kind of, expand his game for those people. I'm not sure, where it lies. I think we'll all sit back and watch, but I'm interested to see, how people view Keegan.
I think it's readily apparent that with each passing season, his ceiling comes down. He still could be the expectations, right?
Yeah,
when as a rookie, you set the record for most threes made by rookies. Like, oh, this guy's going to be great. Year two, his numbers were up. He had a decent year, but there was still a lot of disappointment. Then you had last year, and we know we had extenuating circumstances. He wasn't getting as many shots with DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine on the team. But I think that's a fair statement. He pretty much is what he is. I think if you're the Kings, that's fine. There's still a chance that he busts through as he's had some big games, but he still helps you. I remember Drape saying, and this was a couple of years ago, he said, this guy was a fourth pick in the draft. He's got to be a star for you. Certainly you want him to be, and maybe he still is. But if he's not, if this is what he is, there have been guys that were drafted higher than fourth who couldn't even play in the league.
Yeah.
So I'm not making excuses for Keegan, but he right now, if this is what he is, he definitely helps you. I don't think there's any question that you extend him. That's a different conversation. I think we all pretty much agree. Yeah, you want to keep him around.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's more there, but with each passing season, as I say, it becomes more and more apparent that this is what Keegan's going to be as a pro.
Yeah, I do think the expectations have been tempered down a little bit. I will say this though, Whitey, when it comes to Keegan, there's an opportunity to kick the glass ceiling open a little, bust through it a little more. But when you really sit down and look at it, and John Hollinger definitely makes a great point, I truly believe the 4 for 25 a piece, every single year is about where he lies at. I think he's going to get the Jabari Smith, which was 5 for 122. I think it'll be one less year, but I truly think he's going to get 20 to 25 million bucks. And the way the cap and the way, the division of how you bust down your cap, that's decently fair for a starter at this point now. To me, that's what it's going to cost. Your fifth or fourth or third starter, if you're catching 20, 25 million, however you spin it, because just look at the Kings. You're going to have, and every organization is going to have one or two players who break the bank. Then you'll have someone that probably sits somewhere in the $20 to $25 million range. And then you're going to have a couple of $15 million guys, or, one that you might get on a 1 year for $10 million. The way the cap is busting down, that's how it's going to look. I just don't I do understand, but I'm highly inquisitive to see how Kings fans will react to if we get down the road, him being the third highest paid player on this team. If he becomes, just so happens to be, the second highest paid player on this team. That's where we're going to see some Kings fans really start to have an issue, I think, if the returns are what is John Hollinger is giving, fourth scorer on the squad, or, a high caliber starter, but not really an all-star. When you become the second or third highest player on your squad, that's not that to most fans, they're not feeling that.
Right. Also, we have to still be patient. It's been 3 years. This is year 4 for him. as we all know. And as you pointed out, Jay, this is a big year for him. It's not to say that what's got to happen now or never, but at some point, if a guy's 4 or 5 years into the NBA, you pretty much know what he is. And we're approaching that.
Unless he's 18.
Yeah, right. This is interesting as well. I want to just look quickly. We'll circle back to Keegan, but John Hollinger talks about some of the other members of that class and whether they're going to sign extensions. He says the maybes, Walker Kessler Jazz.
Okay.
He's not sure. Hollinger's not sure he'll get the extension. Tari Eason Rockets, Shaden Sharp Blazers, Mark Williams Suns, Benedict Mathurin Pacers, Jaden Ivey Pistons.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he says, don't hold your breath. Peyton Watson, Jeremy Sohan, Dalen Terry, Ochai Agbaji, and Usman Jang, Malachi Branham. So anyway, he says, and I think we would all agree, we all hope this is the case, looks like it's pretty much a no-brainer, and it's very likely that Keegan's going to sign that extension. I don't know why it hasn't happened yet, but that's all right. We're still within the reasonable time frame here.
Yeah, the way you conduct business, We know the Kings conduct business the way they go about some things, head scratching sometimes. I think we can go back to the Domantas Sabonis, albeit he earned it. Shouts out to Domas for getting his coin. It has nothing against him. But I think we've all kind of questioned, well, man, Domas was going to get the money. Did we have to give it to him right then and there? So I don't really know why the Keegan Murray deal hasn't happened. I could honestly see them saying, hey, we need to see a little bit more from you.
Yeah.
And I also think, I don't know if it was intentional, Whitey, but I do believe it has worked out better for them. They've kind of let the market be set with the Jabari Smiths. Who was the other one at the top that already got upped? It was Jabari.
Well, it was Paolo.
Paolo. Yeah. Like it was one more too. There's a third one.
Yeah, I'll get that.
It was Paolo, Jabari, and one other one.
Let's see. Holmgren and Jalen Williams.
Yeah. So you kind of see the market being set. We know Keegan's not the J-Dub, the Chet, and the Paolo, but he's Jabari Smith. You can make parallels, right? Dyson Daniels, it's gonna be interesting. He's a baller. He showcased that he is a baller, and he's probably a rung above the Jabari Smiths and the Keegans right now.
Yeah, at least at one end of the floor.
For sure.
Yeah, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. That's what Keegan is. You good with that? Or do we need to see more from him this year on the text line from the 916? Hopefully the Kings let Murray play the 3 and not have to be a lockdown defender. Let him just guard his position. And from the 510, Keegan for me is a king. Kids love nothing better than the whole arena yelling, Keegan Murray. I know that's true, but that's the last thing the Kings as an organization.
You ain't winning no games.
Should we extend him? Well, the kids love him. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
What do you want, Keegan?
Yeah, hello, man.
I mean, I get it. And that's a big part of the fan experience here in Sacramento,
Sure.
but that's how we are here. Hey, we love the guy.
It is a catch-22. Makes us the best fans in the league, but sometimes we get attached. Sometimes you got to let that significant other walk out the door, and it's best for everybody. The Kings have shown a propensity to not do that. And when they do, it's really like, I've been in this relationship probably 2 years longer than I really needed to be. And that's kind of the Kings' MO in many different ways. If you're asking me personally with Keegan, I'm on a show and improve a deal for me. I would almost come to Keegan, and it's not, if you're Keegan or his camp, and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm looking at his agent. I can't think off the top, but
yeah, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I apologize.
I can't think it was. Yeah, let me look that up real fast while I talk about it. If I'm Keegan's camp, no way, no how am I settling for not a 4-year deal. Like we need to be talking 4-year deal. If Jabari got 5, my guys got to get 4. Wholeheartedly. I think it's Andrew Bailey, isn't it? Isn't that Keegan's?
I'm looking. I apologize. Yeah. I'm not seeing it right here, but I know it's here somewhere. Oh, is there any chance that Keegan is not sure he wants to sign here? And I'm not trying to create any untoward rumors or anything. A lot of fans assume that, he wants to go join De'Aaron Fox. I have no idea. I haven't heard anything. My assumption would be that he wants to stay here because he can get more money. But I'll feel better about the whole thing once he signs and extends. I would think that maybe in some ways the Kuminga situation is a holdup, but that it shouldn't be because you're going to sign him Now, either way, right? You're going to sign Keegan no matter what happens with Kuminga, which, by the way, the more and more, the further we travel down that road, I don't think anything's going to happen.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a Mark Bartelstein guy.
Keegan
is and Kyle McClarney guy.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I mean, we've been told that, but I do think at any point in time, any single day, trigger could be pulled for the right price. The Warriors really have to figure out what they're going to do first before the Kings can, make a move, or the Suns or anybody else. So I'm with you on that. I truly think Keegan comes to the table and I say, Jabari got this. Maybe, we're waiting for one other domino to fall, which may be the Dyson Daniels. And then, hey, come talk to us. Come speak. Let's hit the round table. If I'm the Kings, I'm definitely saying I need to see just a pinch more. But I'm saying, Jay is saying, I would, and I've said this before, I'm signing Keegan because I need the slot. I need the slot. Meaning if I'm going to give you $25 million, that allows me to have his slot, his pay scale, his pay slot. If I want to move on him, then I will. $25 million is nothing to sneeze at.
What if Keegan came to you, as he may? He says, I'm having a good career here and I like it here. I know it can be better. Jay, what do you think I need to work on? How do you need me to be better? What would you tell Keegan?
I need a little more gumption. I need a little more attitude. I almost need the pre-Iowa Keegan, right? Isn't that what we was told? He was so off the hook that his dad had to settle him down. Well, that's a far cry. You went to the whole opposite end of the spectrum. I need a little bit of something of that. I also need a little more aggressiveness, and that comes with the gumption, the little mean streak, the dog. I like to see that. And I don't know if we got to have you go sit on the couch. I don't need if the therapist got to have a Zoom call. I don't know what we need to do, but I need to see some of that aggression on the court. You can be Mary Poppins off the court as long as you want. I don't give a damn. But on the court, I need you to do a little something else. The second part for me too is, and I think a lot of what I'm looking for comes with the aggression. I also need you to put the foot on the gas. I don't need you to keep passing the rock when I need you to go get the point. I don't need you to make the pass when I need you to create. I need to see, and I've used this example before. Coach Christie said this to me, and it stuck with me for a long time. When I was with the Lakers, when I was with the Knicks, I wasn't getting the burn. I wasn't getting the playing time. We were making the playoffs. I would get on the treadmill and I would operate as if I'm playing. And even if our team lost in the first round, let's say the Knicks lost in the first round, I would continuously operate through the second round, the third round, and the finals and run my body ragged to know my limit. What I'm asking Keegan is, and so the moral of that story is this, and this is what he said. I'd rather know my limit be pushed to the end of all in personally before I let my competition or I let someone else push me to the limit and I don't know if I have any more left in the tank. And that stuck with me forever because I think if we all did that in life, man, we're great in what we do, but we would push the limits. For me, on a smaller scale, Whitey, that's what I'm looking for Keegan. I want to see, can you give it to me as a star? Can you push the limit? Or are you okay with being third option, fourth option, a team member? And if that's what it is, just like you said earlier, then that's end all be all.
Yeah.
Guess what, though? Your slot may not be what you want.
Right. One of the big questions with Keegan is, how many shots is he going to get? Are there more shots there for him that he's not getting, or is he not getting the shots he needs because of the offense? Field goal attempts per game, his rookie year, 9.8. And, he had a really good year, shot 41% from threes. Next year, he only took 12.7, but moving up, and he averaged 15 a game. Last year, back down to 10.8 shots per game. And he struggled early part of the year with his 3-point shot, got those numbers up, shot well enough down the stretch, and then the second half to shoot 34% from three. His lowest number, but it was much better in the second half. So that's the whole key with Keegan. We want him to be a bigger part of the offense if we're the Kings, but is it we need to run more for him, or Keegan, the shots are there, you have to look for him more? I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
The answer is probably somewhere in between, but I think they do need him. I think both. You got to look for your shot more, and we probably have to run more stuff for you too.
Yeah, agree.
To get the most out of him.
Yeah. Well, Keegan's an anomaly. That's why we continue to have this conversation. He presents something for the Kings that pretty much nobody else does. He's the type of person you can see there's something there. There's a little more upside, but I'm trying to see if I can pull it out of you.
Yeah.
And we could talk about plenty of athletes throughout history, the conundrum of history, that's been the conundrum. Like, it's how do we pull more out of you? I just don't know if you can get that out of Keegan right now. I truly believe there's a lot more in Keegan than what we've seen, but I also understand that sometimes we don't, and I use that example of Doug Christie, sometimes we don't get to the end of all means, and we're just going to get what's on the surface, or we're going to get what we're continuously getting right now.
Yeah. He had one of the biggest scoring nights in Sacramento Kings history.
Yeah. He's got talent.
Yeah.
We know that.
From the 916, I don't think wanting to keep Keegan and Monk is detrimental to the team. It's interesting. Yeah, I don't either. And by the way, at 4:00, the Kevin Sevens Day, going to look at the most effective 5-man combinations the Kings employed last year. And it ties right into that. It's interesting. Some names pop up a lot on those lineups and some not as much as you'd think. So we'll look at that. I think we're all on board with that. Malik was, I'll just tell you, Malik was in a lot of the 5-man combinations that worked best for the Kings last year. From the 916, the dilemma with Keegan is that the team doesn't have many players like him, so we have to pay him. There's no one else. That's from Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
But Jeff, that implies that you might not want to pay him. And while I know we all hope we see more from him, I don't see a reason why I wouldn't want to pay him at this point. You're right. I don't have anything like him. I really have a dearth of wings. But does that mean, I got to pay him? I don't want to pay him, but I have to. I still want to pay him, Jay.
Yeah, because I think you're intrigued what may be there. Yeah, for sure. But is it more that you don't? And Jeff obviously isn't having this conversation with him, with us. But I wonder if Jeff is kind of hinting at it's not necessarily that I don't want to pay him; it's how much I have to pay him.
Yeah.
To continue to have his services,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's the big deal. And of course, anytime you have negotiations, we all trying to get the most for the less, right?
Mm-hmm.
More times,
than
not. So. Keegan has a wealth of talent. How much we get to see or how much of that is exposed will definitely push my narrative of how much he can get paid. I'm not the GM though, so who give a damn? But if we're looking at it from a standpoint, I think last year, to me, the market stated that Keegan was going to get $30 million. I think we've backpedaled on that now. I'm a lot more comfortable slinging Keegan for at $22 million a year than I was at 4 for 30, because 30 is starting to bark up the tree where, no, dude, you got to give me 18. Yeah. I need you to be my number 3. I need the Michael Porter Jr. out of you. I need, the Zubats out of you. You sometimes, and some nights I'm gonna need you to be the number 1 guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more comfortable 4 at 80. Okay, now perfect. I think we spot on with Keegan's value. But if we're talking $150, I'm gonna need a little more. And so I think maybe that's what Jeff is getting at.
Yeah, the Keegan conversations always take me back to this. I think with DeMar and Zach LaVine on the roster, I think both those guys being on the team get in the way of your developing younger players. It's not their fault. They play the way they play. They've had a ton of success doing what they do. They're going to continue to do that, but they both need the ball. If you're going to have them on your team, they need the ball. Otherwise, you don't have them on the team. But I think they need the ball so much. And with 2 of them, I think it can get in the way of developing young players, specifically Keegan. I don't know what you do about that, but to me, it is one of the things about this roster that just doesn't quite fit, Jay. It just doesn't quite add up.
Yeah, the conundrum is it goes back to what you said. How much do you need to be aggressive compared to how much do you need to fit in for the team?
Yeah.
Do we need to draw up a play for you? And if we don't, if we do, then you sure in the hell better take it. if we don't draw it up for you, sometimes we need you to be a little more aggressive. I don't really know where that falls with Keegan. Truly don't. I also think though, and that's why I talk about Kuminga. I've been around a lot of players in my life. There is something to be said of saying, I don't want to be a teammate. I want to be a leader. I'm not talking about Keegan. I'm not saying Keegan doesn't want to be that. I think he has the opportunity of doing that. I just don't know if that's ever going to come out of him. And I'm okay with that. But if we're talking about as far as value, Jay, my personal opinion, I'm not locking in a person like that at a high value. I'm okay with that because we all need people to play that role. You don't win without players playing that role. But my question, and I think Hollinger, and we started with this, is at what point in time do you say enough is enough? So,
yeah,
he's a good ball player, no doubt.
Yeah. One more note on extensions. You know, we've had Luka extended and De'Aaron Fox extended. There's one NBA, some say he's a superstar. He's disappointed he hasn't been offered one yet. Mark Spears with this on NBA Today said, what I'm hearing now at this point, you can tell by Trae Young's tweet. I saw him during the finals. I think Trae Young's disappointed that it hasn't come and it hasn't been offered. So don't be surprised at this point if he plays this out and sees what happens next summer. Trae Young, who led the league in assists last year, kind of disappointed that he hasn't had an extension offered by the Atlanta Hawks. And we know the Kings supposedly were considering Trae Young earlier this summer and decided, nope, too expensive.
I'm interested.
You're interested.
You know, I've been on record. I'm interested. For whatever reason, Atlanta, the Hawks organization and Trae Young just haven't been able to play nice.
They haven't.
We've had people on this show talk about there's just something near. You know, he's got the perception of a coach killer sometime. He's got the perception of a me guy, you know, and I'm like, how can you be a me guy when you lead the league in assists? You basically went out there and said, check this out. All you guys who continue to keep saying I'm selfish, how about that? I'm going to lead the league in assists and I'm going to throw up 25. Like what? Sometimes perception is reality, but damn, man, sometimes, boy, you can get a bad reputation and it stick with you forever.
Yeah. I wonder if he could earn an extension if they, you know, they were halfway decent last year.
Yeah.
They had a big year, which they could have a pretty good year.
They're all in this year, right?
Yeah, it looks like
the week East.
I wonder if he could change their thinking. Maybe he wouldn't want to stay. When we come back, ESPN takes over NFL Network. Is it a win for fans? We'll give you the ESPN NFL side of it. Why they say, oh, you should be elated, football fan. Next on Sacktown Sports.
The Drive Guys.
Somebody from the 916, Whitey. Tell me the last time we had an athletic front court. JK and Keegan Murray, a top 10 power forward, small forward combo. You buying that? No, you can't. Why you give me that 10? I mean, let's slow down. He's not even here yet. Right. He doesn't even play here.
You can listen to The Drive Guys Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 1140 a.m., YouTube, and the Sacktown Sports app.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Abriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Sponsored by the California Army National Guard and Hot Valley Brewing. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, inviting you to come join them every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. It's a safe and friendly environment, plenty of well-lit parking available, and it's conveniently located right there in downtown Sacramento. And remember, best food, best service, best games, 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Summer's flying by, and that back-to-school checklist, it's growing fast. New backpack? Check. School supplies? Check. Dentist appointment? Let's fix that. Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics is making it easy to cross dental checkups off your summer list fast, with priority scheduling for new patients and kid-friendly care that makes them smile. It's one less thing to worry about before fall. Call now or book online at kidscaredental.com. That's kidscaredental.com, because healthy smiles should be the easiest thing to check off your summer list.
Saturday, August 9th, it's the Night of Champions at Stockton 99 Speedway. Meet past champions during the exclusive autograph session. Then buckle up for pro late models, mini stocks, and more. Tickets start at just $20. Get yours now at Stockton99.com. Be there.
Brought to you by Xfinity. Sports are unpredictable. The price of your internet shouldn't be. Introducing the 5-year price guarantee. One consistent internet price for 5 years with no annual contracts. Guaranteed.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Jay and Waddy today. We've just been talking about Keegan Murray and an extension. John Hollinger in The Athletic today listed Keegan as pretty much no-brainer, one of the most likely extensions, still to come. So we've been talking about what that means and whether Hollinger's right when he says Keegan pretty much is what he is at this point. We have this in the chateau from Seekins 4. Keegan Murray needs DeMar out of here to shine. That may be true, but perhaps there's a way where they can be compatible. And the cool thing is, it's not like either one of them is a selfish player. You know, I remember watching when Christian Laettner and J.R. Ryder were on the Timberwolves, and you'd watch them play, and it was like, those two guys are playing keep away from each other, and they're on the same team. And this isn't a situation like that at all. It's just when you have Zach LaVine, I don't think it's DeMar and Zach LaVine. And if they're on the team, they need shots.
Yeah.
And Domas too needs touches.
Oh, yeah.
And so Keegan becomes almost like an offensive afterthought, which is just not a very good way to develop his offensive skills. So it is definitely a conundrum.
Yeah. But, you know, on the flip side, I'm going to play a little devil's advocate. He also had a couple years prior to that too, though. So as much as we want to continuously blame DeMar, there is some example, there is some time, there is some space where a naysayer can say, yeah, I got it. Cool. That was last year. What about them first 2 years?
Yeah.
You know, but the first year, I think he did what he was asked.
I
agree. Doubt about it.
I agree.
But again, I'm just playing the devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I thought his rookie year, to me, I thought his rookie year was his best year.
Mm-hmm.
Because he fit into where he needed the space and opportunity that he had. I also thought there were certain nights, and you talked about it, where he would put the foot on the petrol. You know, hey, look, I'm going to go get mine. And then I think there were times in the second year, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, Whitey, where I truly believe Mike Brown and the Kings really tried to force feed him early in the game to get him going.
Yeah, I've seen him do that.
Yeah, so it's a funny space with Keegan. And so I accept the DeMar DeRozan conversation because, yeah, it's true. And then you bring on Zach. It's true. And the Malik's got to go get his. It's true. De'Aaron had to go get his. It's true. Domas needs to rock. It's true. You know, and then you throw in the few other people that need to get their shots off because they're paid to hit threes. No doubt about it. But what I'm saying is, if we're talking about somebody, because prior to now, I thought his pay slot would be 30 plus million.
Mm-hmm.
If we're having that conversation where he's getting paid like a secondary and or a third option, then these are the tough conversations we need to have, Whitey. Is he worth it?
Yeah, I would say year one, we agree. He was, I think 5th in Rookie of the Year voting. Really solid year.
Balling.
Year 2, if you remember, it was a little underwhelming, but his numbers were up.
Yep.
He was showing some growth. And then last year, he just didn't get as many shots. So, and I don't blame, it's not, I don't blame DeMar. It's just that there's just not, it's hard to get the shots. Keegan probably needs to be the best he can be when he's on the same team as DeMar and Zach LaVine. Because like I said, if they're on your team, they're going to get the ball. Otherwise, there's no reason to have them on the team. So it's the nuance. I don't blame DeMar.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's tough. The
That's
other
his
thing
game.
the other thing I don't understand, Jay, and I know that Alan was talking about this a lot today with Kyle Ledbetter, the Russell Westbrook thing, I don't understand how he would fit here. And I know Dave today was saying, Dave and J. Ross were saying, if the Kuminga thing doesn't happen, then Westbrook probably doesn't come here. So maybe it doesn't happen at all. And I know he's had a Hall of Fame career and he plays hard, but I'm just not seeing how he would fit here. So
is
there's
that
sources?
Did sources tell Dave that, or was that an opinion?
That's a good question. I think it was mostly opinion, but based somewhat on what he's getting from his sources.
Okay.
Yeah. But mostly I think it was there going, that probably doesn't happen if this doesn't happen.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting again.
Oh, yeah. It'd be
interesting, but
box office, go get your tickets for sure. The one area or two areas that I think is accountability and the dog.
Mm-hmm.
This team lacks that for sure, in my opinion, from everything we've seen. Now, that may change because they've changed. They've brought on Bobby Jackson, Mike Miller, Coach Woodson, Mike Woodson. Which we got to get Mike on. So that and Scott Perry being BJ Armstrong, all of that, which comes based upon the culture, may change. He may not add to something that's happening behind closed doors where, in the past, the last couple of years, because that's what we're talking about, the last few regimes, to me, they've lacked that.
Yeah.
I tell you this, Domas, no matter if you believe, Draymond stomped on Domas' chest or not, Russell Westbrook out there, it's a whole different ball game. I bet you to the last dollar I got, something's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no disrespect to the players that were rocking, but ain't nothing happened.
Right.
Russell Westbrook's going to change that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So to me, that's the attitude. That's the Marcus Smart. That's the Dylan Brooks. It's not always a good thing, but I think it's something you need to have.
Okay.
It's
setting
that
tone in that regard.
Absolutely. Why not, man?
By the way, did you say whether he stepped on his chest or not? He stepped on his chest.
Well, I know, but I'm saying, some people, because we got some Dub fans that want to cry and act like ain't nothing happened.
I mean, he definitely he stomped on his chest.
Well, stomp.
Yeah.
River dance.
He did that because Domas had his foot.
True.
The Kings were doing that in that series. I remember game 1 on the baseline at one point. Malik Monk, it was like Jeff Van Gundy and Alonzo Mourning. He's clinging there. They knew what they were doing.
I'm trying to be politically correct big time. That's all, man.
Yeah.
I as I said, if you believe it or not.
I mean, we saw it. But I think you're right. Yeah. How did the Kings how did nobody, maybe they didn't see it. I don't know. How did nobody?
Come on now.
Yeah,
we got one of the biggest screens in the league. What you mean you didn't see it? Man,
the guy's got the shoe print on his jersey. How much more evidence do you need, Sherlock Holmes?
He got that leaning across his chest. I think he was rocking Converse at the time. I might be wrong, Draymond. But to me, when you look at champions, Whitey, you look at the ball of wax of what a champion is conceived of. I think you got to have a little attitude. I think you gotta have a little gumption. I think you gotta have a little dog in you, a rabbit Wolverine. I don't really see that. Now this year a little different, but we just talk about in history. This could be a little different.
That's like we're talking about Patrick Beverly or something. Is that what Russ is now?
Well, he may be though. He may be a hired gun. He might. Who's saying he's not? Because at this point, he's not a starter on most teams, right? Probably 25 of the 30 teams.
We don't know if there's anybody else that's interested.
That's what I'm saying. He may be a hired gun. I truly think he may be a hired gun. But those hired guns are needed. We just had Anthony Tolliver on, who was you jumped around the league for 13 years. What did he say? I never knew where my next check was coming after the initial 1 or 2 year contract that I signed. I'm a hired gun. I was a shooter. I was a hustler. I was one of them guys, a lunch pail guy, a professional, as people like to say. Russ may be a hired gun. The attitude definitely changes, and the culture. He's a culture setter. He's gonna come the day he walks through the G1C. He get that card.
But has he really set the culture? Any place he's been?
Yes. He keeps people accountable.
I would argue the last couple places he's been, he's possibly affected the culture in a negative way. The Lakers had to move on from him.
Yeah, but I would argue, and maybe I see it a little different. I don't think the Lakers moved on from him because of what was happening in the locker room. I think they were moving on because the same thing we continuously keep on talking about here. DeMar doesn't fit with this person and that person. He wasn't the puzzle piece to their puzzle. I don't think Russ, when have you ever heard Russ has had an attitude issue inside the locker room? If anything, he's gotten at fans. Fans have gotten at him. It's been off the court situation, meaning inside the arena. Not, he's a bad teammate or anything else. Like Russ, no doubt, keeps people accountable. He walks through the door. And you've talked about it. If you're not going as hard as I'm going, then we got a problem.
Well, I get that. I get that. When we come back, some views from the smartest listeners and viewers in radio on Keegan Murray. Also, we'll get to that ESPN NFL media takeover and why ESPN and the NFL media say, this is great for you, fan. You should love this. Coming up, Sacktown Sports.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
Fabrice.
Fabric Talk. Hello, my love. I am your living room carpet. I see everything. I feel everything. After a while, I smell like everything, including Sir Pickles, who you snuggle with while binging that dating show you can't stop watching. So, how about we freshen things up with Fabrice Fabric Spray? And a big spray for my pals, couch and ottoman? Ah, yes, refreshing. Breathe happy, Fabrice. La 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 la.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Top 100 teacher and PGA Master Professional Kelly Stenzel offers some short game rules in Golf Magazine. 1. Stay still while putting. 2. Lean into chips with weight slightly forward during the shot. 3. For less distance, use a shorter swing and narrower stance. 4. Hit the ground to get true launch. Make a divot to get the ball in the air. 5. To hit a great bunker shot, dig your feet into the sand. 6. Swing length controls natural speed. Swing and stroke should be relatively equal back and through in size and rhythm. 7. Pivot for pitches so the club head glides underneath the ball, launching it high with spin. 8. Write it down. Calibrate your short game and put it on paper. Having some basic guidelines and a plan for your short game can make a huge difference without having to always rely on feel. Look for the full story at golf.com. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Drapes and Whitey. Whitey and Drapes. You know the pair, the Drive Guys.
Wow. What song is this?
702, Stilo.
I was going to say that sounds like the Police sampled and slowed down, but I'm not sure it is.
Maybe, you know, that was Timbo. Tim and Pharrell around that time, they were sampling a lot.
Yeah. Sounds like voices inside my head. I like it. Thank you, Jay. It's the Drive Guys. Want to remind you tomorrow, annual backpack and school supply drive is on. Walmart, 8465 Elk Grove Boulevard in Oak Grove. That's going to be from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Come, please, if you can, support youth in Sacramento by donating school supplies to those in need. All our stations involved here. Most in need of highlighters, Post-its, whiteout, mechanical pencils and pens, composition notebooks, binders, folders, pencil pouches, glue sticks, and colored pencils, and any and all donations very much appreciated. Thank you. If you have a chance to help us out, very much appreciated. If you can't, certainly understand. That's tomorrow again, 8465 Elk Grove Boulevard, Walmart, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Yeah, no doubt. Real quick, too, because I got this in this past week, and I forgot to make sure I do it. Young Zell, friend of the show, came in. He's got a backpack giveaway, too, so make sure you go tap in with him. Young Zell, man. Sacramento, we putting it on the map. We're doing good stuff around the city and surrounding areas. Don't limit it to Sacramento. Shouts out to the 209, 530-707-279 to Sacramento. But, taking it all the way to Tahoe, Reno, everywhere around. So shouts out to him, too, man. We're trying to put on for the community at Young_Zell on his IG. Got a giveaway, man. Pencils, erasers, all that good jazz, too.
Yeah.
So go lock in with
Is
him.
he also looking for pencil pouches? Glue sticks?
I don't think he's looking for it. I think
Pencils
he's giving
and
it away.
pens?
Yeah.
Those of you who want to be broadcasters.
White out.
In the old days, that was how you knew if someone was used to be on the microphone. pencil pouches, because a lot of people are pencil pouches, popping your peas. And that's one of the things I used to teach people. Now I don't know that it matters. Don't pop your peas on your pencil pouches. We have some interesting comments here from some of the smartest listeners in radio on the text line, also in the chateau here on Keegan Murray. We're just talking about the fact that John Hollinger writes about Keegan today in The Athletic. John Hollinger says he looks at all the players that are eligible for those extensions from Keegan's class, and Hollinger says, yeah, he's, seems like a pretty much likely it's going to happen. They're going to give him one. How much is he going to get? Like 25 over 5, something like that. Hollinger also says Keegan, not 25 over 5, 25 a year, 4 or 5. He says Keegan, it may be what he is at this point. He says it's good. If you're the Kings, he's an older player compared to other people that were in his draft class. You pretty much know what he is. And so Jay and I have been discussing, is that good, or do we still need more from Keegan? Here's some thoughts on that from the 916. Hard to ask Keegan to do more offensively unless you get him help defensively. He's got to help on the wing and in the paint. DeMar on one side, Domas on the other. From the 209, I think if you bring DeMar DeRozan off the bench, the Keegan Murray being more aggressive will fix itself. That's from Dennis in Stockton. Thank you, Dennis. Trey says Keegan's a 3-level scorer. He just needs the opportunities, which is hard to get in that standstill offense of DeMar and Levine. And this conversation touches on two things, really comes down to two things. Can Keegan get the opportunities offensively that we want him to have when he's playing with other players that need the ball more? And then the other side of that same coin, well, how much of it is other players have the ball and how much of it is Keegan needs to be more aggressive? I think the answer has to lie somewhere in the middle. And he has to be more aggressive, and the Kings probably have to run more stuff for him too. That is, if you want to make sure that you're getting everything you can get out of Keegan, because we're getting to the point here where he is going to be. That's what he is. We're not there yet, but I still think he can be more, and I know the Kings do as well. Philip Cole says they did say when Murray was drafted that his ceiling was not that high. They say that about some players. I remember they said that about, I think they said that about Halliburton and about Franz Wagner, and sometimes players surprise you. But I get it. Yeah, he seemed like somewhat of a safer pick. Doug Emmett, I'm a Bulls fan. The combo of DeRozan and Levine doesn't work. Kings need to move DeRozan now and not at the deadline. I don't think that's going to happen, Doug. And Roger Massey, I could care less how much he gets. I just want him to get a deal done. He's a special player who is important to our team. And that's irrefutable. Whether you agree or disagree that, well, you could get more out of Keegan. He's definitely an asset who helps you. This team is definitely better with him on it. He could still do more. He could be more of an offensive player consistently, and we've seen flashes of it, but whether he is or not, he definitely is an asset on this team. I think we all agree on that. Hopefully something gets done sooner rather than later. That's the whole thing with not to get bogged down in the Kuminga talk again, because who knows? There's a lot of people right now look at it and go, yeah, looks like nothing's going to happen. And if I were the Kings, I don't think I would really be pursuing Jonathan Kuminga. But if they do bring him in, you go from having a dearth of front court wings to having two really good young wings starting, Kuminga and Keegan. Again, if it's me, I don't do it. But if they do it, that kind of sets you off on your new course with a little bit of wind at your back. Again, I don't think it's going to happen. I wouldn't vote for it to happen, but I see why the Kings are interested in it at the right price. Pardon me. It's the Drive Guys here. It's Jay and Whitey. The big story today that I want to circle back to here is the ESPN NFL Network media takeover. Is this a win for the fans? ESPN NFL media deal seems like it should be an exciting one for sports fans, according to The Athletic. There will be more options to access NFL content, more standalone game windows, a unified fantasy experience, and much more. Okay. However, if you were looking forward to NFL Network being part of the ESPN DTC package this fall, all those other changes, you may have to exhibit some patience. The whole thing won't go through until maybe end of 26 at the earliest. ESPN gets NFL Network from the NFL for a 10% equity stake in ESPN. How are fans going to benefit? suppose there is something to be said for things being somewhat more centralized, but it all comes down to whether the NFL Network product is going to be, as Jay said, watered down or ESPNified once ESPN takes over. I'm not optimistic about it, Jay. I don't see how less competition is good for consumers here.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I like how you rocking and rolling it. I was assisting one of our beautiful Sacramentans and the issue that he was having here. But
everything good? We good?
I think we're good. We're going to try to make it happen. You know, we tried doing the drive, guys. We try to alleviate all the problems and help out everybody that's part of the community. So that's how we get it rocking. Yeah, I'm with you. I am a fan of the NFL Network in the form of I've made a lot of friends and buddies and people that's over that way. I respect what they do. And I also like the fact that they bring a checks and balance to, system to the table. ESPN is, they running laps on people, man. They spending a lot of money, no doubt about it. I don't know if it's, the right move. We'll see here very soon, very shortly. I do understand your issue with it being watered down. I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
Talking about water, I think we're both rowing up the same way. I truly think this is a wrong move for the product. Truly, truly do. I think if we're talking about the product in itself, we're leaving the business to the side. As a consumer of the NFL, the National Football League, I think it's a loss.
Yeah. Let's look at these again. This is from The Athletic. Here are some benefits. There will be more options to access NFL content. Really? That may be true. I've never felt there just aren't enough options to access NFL content.
Very true.
That's not a problem.
Right.
You're fixing something that's not broken, but okay. More standalone game windows.
I don't even know what that means.
One of the things, maybe that's referring to the fact that now ESPN is saying there will be no more Monday Night Football doubleheaders. That's not going to be a thing. Those were annoying, but
yeah, I guess.
I mean, I could live with it. All right. That's not like I'm not going to pump my fist over that. A unified fantasy experience. I don't want a unified fantasy experience. I want more options. I want their views on fantasy and their views. I don't want one view. I benefit from having different views.
Agreed.
How is that a
different
good thing?
Opinions and thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah.
This move, if I'm ranking it, of course, business goes first. Money goes first. The NFL is making a bunch of cash on this. And ESPN stands to make a lot of cash because guess what they get to do? They get to go sell the promotional advertising and sponsorship rights, no doubt about it. And it's of NFL, the top sport in our country. Number two, Whitey, fantasy. This is a buy-in for football to cash in what they make their most money on. Fantasy, which trickles down to what? Gambling. That's what the league's all about.
Yeah.
And that's why I always talk about, football fans jump to the conclusion of when I say, well, you're a sheep. Because in reality, as much as you might not, meaning personally, playing fantasy or you lay some money down, a high percentage of it does. And that's why NFL is number one. It is the number one gambling sport to be rocking with here in our country. Not horse racing no more, not hoop, not boxing, not none of this other thing. It's about the NFL and it's about fantasy. And so that's where this money, for my opinion, lies. And unfortunately, there's going to be some heads that get chopped off that comes along with it, and the product's going to be watered down.
Here's what they should do. They should say the government at some point has to approve this, right? They should look at this like, well, NFL, you got a merger going here, and this doesn't really help with that. So the only way we'll approve this is if you allow fans to vote on 10 changes to the NFL and you implement those changes. Then we will allow it. Then we're getting somewhere. What would those 10 changes be? What are the 10 changes we want to see made to the NFL before we, the people, will approve this egregious merger? We'll get to that coming up here. What we'll get to next is today's Kevin 7. Tell you what we can learn by looking at the Kings' 7 best lineup combos from last season. Pretty educational. A lot of numbers, but very educational. We'll get to that when we come right back. Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger, Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Play and win to take your loyalty to new heights at Sky River Casino. Join Sky River Rewards today for a chance to receive up to $2,500 in free play. Plus, you'll be in the know about upcoming special events and offers. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun with rewards that add up and up. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit us to see how. Must be 21 or over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And we're back, live during a Flex Alert. Dialed in on the thermostat. Oh, we're pre-cooling before 4 p.m., folks.
And that's the end of the third. Time to set it back to 78 from 4 to 9 p.m. Clutch move by the home team. What's the game plan from here on out?
Laundry?
Not today.
Dishwasher?
Sidelined.
What a performance by Team California. The power truly is ours.
During a Flex Alert, pre-cool, power down, and let's beat the heat together.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Honda Summer Event and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. See all our specials at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Sacramento River Cats baseball is where future San Francisco Giants are grown. Join us on Friday, August 22nd at Sutter Health Park for a special night celebrating the next generation of Giant stars. The first 2,500 fans through the gates score a free Giants Grown Here t-shirt, only available at this game. Don't miss your chance to rep Sacramento pride and see the Giant stars of tomorrow. Pick up your Giants Grown Here t-shirt on Friday, August 22nd. Get your tickets today at rivercats.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
There are some indications that one of the NBA's unrestricted free agents may be close to signing a new deal, but it's not the one that we've been talking about and talking about and talking about and talking about and talking about. There appears to be some headway between Josh Giddey's camp and the Chicago Bulls. Brett Siegel, Clutch Points, NBA Insider. He's a friend of the show, right, Jay? Brett Siegel?
Yeah.
He says both the Bulls and Giddey's camp appear to be working towards a resolution. Josh Giddey and the Bulls are expected to reach a resolution on a new contract, likely in the 3-year range by the end of August. Brett Siegel said the Bulls could increase their offer, but they have stood firm on keeping a new deal in the $20 million annual average range. Latest speculation from agents not involved in negotiations suggests something in the $65 to $70 million range. So there you got two parties that wanted to make something happen, and it has still taken them this long to get anything done. And it hasn't actually been done yet. Reports are they're very close. So then you look at the you-know-who situation with the Warriors, and the Kings are sitting there waiting for something to happen, and they don't want to come to an agreement necessarily. So I don't know that anything's going to happen there that Kings will be able to benefit from. But we'll stay tuned. Fingers crossed. Good for Josh Giddey and the Chicago Bulls. That takes us to today's Kevin 7.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
It's not 1, 2, or even 3. It's 7. Kevin 7 with Whitey Gleason.
Yeah, yesterday on the Kevin 7, we looked at the 7 worst trades the Sacramento Kings have ever made. Kind of mixed reviews on that, Jay. Some people thought it was a little negative. I thought it was spot on, and I thought it was a necessary exercise.
I like it. I understand.
All right.
I'm a proponent to learn. We must know our mistakes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. And then Drapes countered with, what do you have, 8 of the best trades the Kings have ever made.
Yeah, they're from 2019
he
or
cobbled something together in a hurry. He did the best he could.
Yeah, he did. He brought out the old tablet. And
So what we have here, as we look ahead to next year, let's assume that the team that the Kings have right now is pretty much the team. We have the Kings' 7 most effective 5-man lineups from last year. Now, a lot of numbers here. We're going to simplify it as best we can because I think there's some interesting little tidbits in here. So the 7th most effective lineup. When I say effective, I'm just talking about plus points. So point differential. The lineups that outscored the opposition when they were on the floor together the most. For example, the 7th best lineup, they're plus 14.7 points in 92 total minutes. This lineup was DeRozan, Keon, Levine, Keegan, and Valanciunas. How about that? Keon, Levine, DeRozan, Keegan, and Valanciunas. In 92 total minutes together, they were plus 14.7. That's good. Yeah, I assume that's a lot of that was when Domas got hurt late in the year. Number 6, this group in only 48 minutes, this unit was plus 15.2. DeRozan, Keon, Herter, Monk, and Sabonis. All right, that was the 6th most effective lineup. Number 5, in 70 minutes together, plus 16.2, DeRozan, Keon, Fox, Monk, and Sabonis. First Fox mention. So you notice there, DeRozan is in all of these. Keon has been in all of these so far. And Malik Monk's been in a couple of them. So then we have 3 5-man units tied at plus 18.4. In just 80 minutes together, DeRozan, Keon, Fox, Murray, Sabonis. DeRozan, Keon, Fox, Murray, Sabonis. They were plus 18.4. And this one's more significant. 200 minutes together. This was the 3rd most used lineup of the season for the Kings. And they were plus 18.4. DeRozan, Ellis, Monk, Murray, Sabonis. Plus 18.4. 3rd most used lineup of the season. And yet what are we hearing? A lot of Keegan he's not a point guard. He can't play with that bunch. That group was very effective together. So there's only 2 left here. In 36 minutes, DeRozan, Keon, Lyles, Monk, and Sabonis were plus 25.2. And at plus 27.8, only 35 minutes, Keon, Levine, Monk, Murray, Sabonis. Okay, and I know that's a lot of names.
Yeah, I'm trying to add them all up here.
I forgot to give it to you, Jay. I got one here.
Got an extra. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
So
cheat sheet.
Yeah, Keon was part of 6 of those groups, the most effective 5-man lineups. DeRozan was part of 6 of those groups. Sabonis was part of 6 of those groups, and Monk was part of 5 of them. Here's the bad news. The Kings' 4th most used lineup of the whole season. These 5 played together more than any other group other than 3. The 4th most used lineup. 196 minutes. DeRozan, Levine, Monk, Murray, Sabonis. That group, DeRozan, Levine, Monk, Murray, Sabonis, minus 8.5. And none of their 7 most effective lineups included Sabonis, DeRozan, and Levine. None of them. So, yeah, that's just a quick look at their most effective 5-man lineups. Keon, and this is one reason why he ended up playing more. He was a big part of the Kings lineups that had the most success. And so was DeMar DeRozan. And I know a lot of us, and I've been one of them, have been kind of critical of DeMar DeRozan. But the Sabonis, DeRozan, Levine thing, let's face it, last year, it didn't really work, Jay. And they got to figure out how to make it work.
The Domas, DeRozan, and what?
Levine, when they're on the floor together.
And how many games did they play together?
Well, let's see.
Because I'm venturing to say not that many.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to listen to how many minutes as well.
Right.
Read that last combination, which was Monk, Keegan, Malik, Domas, and Levine.
Let's see. Keon, Levine, Monk, Murray, Sabonis. That was plus 27.8. But the third most used lineup, again, in 200 minutes. So that's a significant amount.
Yeah.
And they were plus 18.4 was DeRozan, Ellis, Monk, Murray, and Sabonis. That unit worked. DeRozan, Ellis, Monk, Murray, and Sabonis. Now, there are smaller sample size. There's a lot of factors. It's not that simple, but you can get some interesting information from this. What I get from this is that the Sabonis, DeRozan, Levine lineup is one that the Kings are pretty much committed to having those 3 on the floor this year. Something could change. I don't think it will. Something could change. I think they look at that and go, it didn't quite work as well as it should have, as it could have. So what do? We're going to get a point guard. And I think this brings us back to the notion that the Kings are expecting a lot from Dennis Schroeder this year. They're expecting him to make that lineup, those 3 guys, work by running the offense.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it's simple and plain.
Yeah.
I think that is simple and plain, Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even need to add to it. Yeah, I truly do. The tough part, and great numbers analytics there, brother. The tough part I have put in a grasp on last year's numbers, and this coincides with everything. You can't just wash it to the side because that would be irresponsible. I don't even remember, like, people were hurt and it felt like we were putting a Band-Aid and mixing and matching, and, you know, there was no continuity in last year. We're not even talking about the coaching staff and all the, you know, departures of the front office and all that type of stuff. We're just talking about basketball on the floor. I just feel like it was just so everywhere that I can't even remember some of these minutes that, you know, these guys were playing together. That's why I'm looking forward to the first 20 or so games this year. And, you know, Dennis Schroeder will definitely make a difference, but I do think unless Schroeder comes in and he's the realignment of Chris Paul, like he's Chris Paul squared, New Orleans Pelicans, Chris Paul squared, we're still going to see some real and organic, you know, issue with some of these lineups. And so I just need to see it a little more. I'm trying to push last year behind this because I don't know what the hell was happening, and I truly don't think they knew what was going on.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah. And by the way, a couple people here are saying there's some static on my mic.
Really?
Yeah. And we'll try a
Let
few
me see
things
here. Let me see.
Yeah. And that's people on the YouTube.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah. I've been trying to do that too, Jay. Thank you for alerting us of that, and we'll see what we can do. Thanks for putting up with it. I've been thinking that too, Jay, and that's one reason why I came back to this, because it's starting to look like, okay, maybe this is going to be pretty much the team for next year. So we got to face some of those things that went wrong last year.
No doubt.
To me, one of the potential pitfalls of counting on Schroeder to solve some of these issues, and I know the Kings have thought of all this. They've thought of it and forgot it. But I think some of the problems with Sabonis, DeRozan, and Levine are defensively, and how much can Dennis Schroeder really help with that? Obviously, as a point of attack defender, he can help some, but I think that's the bigger issue because the Kings offensively, they were top 10 last year. It was at the other end where they had problems.
Yeah, no.
And none of your three key players None of them are great defenders.
Yeah, one thing you've been preaching, Whitey, is better shooting, better defense. Doesn't matter who you get in there, come play defense, unless that's their, that's their creme de la creme. That's what they operate on. I don't think Schroeder is the type of guy that we consider an all-NBA type defender. I think he's a pest. I think he can be pesky. I know he's quick at the feet. I know he's athletic. He's the type of person, when you do pay attention to who he is, you'll see the coaches, push him to pick up 94 feet. Like, there's definitely some different avenues for Dennis Schroeder to present to this team, no doubt about it. But if we're looking at the base and the foundation of this defense, I truly believe I'm crossing my fingers that it starts with Doug Christie and his philosophies, and Coach Woodson and their philosophies, and Bobby Jackson and his philosophy, and the fact of, like, you just got to play a little harder. You got to go get it. And that's not a slight to them. And I go back to the example I used a little earlier. It's going all out, putting in just a little more extra oomph on the defensive side than maybe you normally will. And so DeMar DeRozan is in his way, no doubt about it. He's an old, wily veteran at this point who's at the top of his game in many different other avenues, or close to. Defensively, he is what he is.
Right.
I truly believe. Good. Could you turn him into a good
But let's be honest, that's not very good.
Yes, right. And so I don't really know where we're looking for, and you spot on with those three. I think the Schroeder, it's a lot depending on what Schroeder brings to this team.
They're asking
no
a
doubt
lot
about
from
it. Yeah, but the other part of that too becomes, it's just not them five that start the game. We're looking for some of the bench play defensively as well. We got to play a little sharper, better IQ. And that's where you see some of the negative connotation coming towards Jonathan Kuminga's way. I don't know why. I don't know.
You go back to the Beam Team 48 win Beam Team, and I remember they snuck up on a lot of people, and they played with a lot of energy, and they blew some teams out of the gym. They would create turnovers and then get things going the other way offensively. I remember they had one big win. I want to say it was at Brooklyn. I'm not sure, but I remember they won, and Mike Brown was laughing. Remember, this was a dream year, great year. He said, we actually had a gritty win. Can you imagine that? This team. It's like, woo. So even then, Mike Brown was trying to get this team to become, if you will, grittier, playing with more effort. The next year, the 46-win team, remember they had a team meeting?
Yes.
Things weren't going well. They had a team meeting, and I think it was Trey Lyles saying, we just got to play that way. We have to. And for some reason, the team that Mike Brown coached, they weren't able to fully commit to that. And I think Mike Brown wanted them to do that. And he failed to get them to buy into that. By the end of last year, by the end of his time here, he was having games where he said, we told them what to do, and they're just not doing it. So I don't know if it'll work with this team, but I think Scott Perry and Doug Christie are definitely on the right track. There's talent on this team, but it's not, by NBA standards, the most talented team. So you have to win on the margins, and they have to be a team that beats the other team with the effort every night if you want to win.
Truth.
And that sounds like that's Harry High School stuff, but it's not. This team has to play. They have to make the other team feel. This team can't come into a game and like, yeah, we're good. They're going to lose those games.
Yeah.
So I think they're on the right track. They got to get the buy-in and the personnel that fit it, but I think that's the best path forward for this team.
Yeah, spot on. I truly, Coach Christie always talks about, man, you got to fill us.
Yeah.
You need to fill us.
Right.
For the things that we are deficient in, you have to make them up in other parts, right? And as you said, Harry High School situation, yeah, but we've seen it. How many times do you hear coaches say, I'd rather have 5 guys who give me everything than 5 guys who talent don't give a damn, don't care, right? So you don't consistently see that analogy or that methods, those type of methods for hundreds of years, 100 years or so. It's something to it. I mean, if coaches have talked this way for so long, then that lets you know sometimes, hustle, grittiness, defense can be talent. And I know Coach Christie, I know Coach Jackson, they're about that. I can speak for that. Hey, man, you're going to fill us. No doubt about it, because that's the way they play, that's the way they operate, and that's the way they think. As you said, though, you might not have those pieces in-house. But I'm going to also say this, Whitey, and look, we're not winning the championship next year unless some things go a whole hell of a lot right that we just don't see. And hopefully, knocking on wood, maybe we just don't we get that. We achieve that. But it is a start. I'm not asking Kings fans to be patient because I'm not the person to ask for patience. But I do see something changing in the culture of, okay, I know what these people preach and I know what they talk about. I would hope, and I don't have the answer to this, I would hope you walk in as a coaching staff, as a new general manager, as a new assistant general manager, and you say to whoever the powers that be, you can call it whoever you want. If that's the majority operating owner, if that's the minority owners, I don't know who you got to answer to. Let's just leave it like that. I'm definitely coming to the table and say that if this is my chance to shine, I'm going to need them pieces sooner rather than later.
Right.
I'm hoping Scott Perry, B.J. Armstrong, Paul, Doug, Mike Miller, Coach Woodson, Bobby J, and so on and so forth have had that conversation, because I'll be the first one to say it. If we ain't had them conversations, then we just repeating the same mistakes in a terrible cycle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's terrible if we're doing that.
Mm-hmm. The Kings last year, you look at their 3-point shooting numbers against teams, shot the lights out against them. Some of that is bad luck, but some of it was because of a choice the Kings made. I think Mike Brown's a really good coach. I'm glad he's landed on his feet. I think he's still got big things ahead of him, but he tried something here that wasn't working. Maybe if he stayed, he would have adjusted it. He's a great coach, but the Kings had a hard time stopping teams from penetrating last year and even before that. And when teams penetrated, what happened? Domas had to engage. He would get in foul trouble. So one of the ways the Kings countered that, and I saw it and asked Drapes, and Drapes asked the coaches, and they said, yeah. He said, Drapes, yeah, that's what they're doing. It was kind of like a pack the paint, where you would give up the perimeter and you would concentrate on keeping teams from getting to the rack.
Protecting.
And if you looked at the numbers, they showed that they were doing that. However, the downside of it was teams were destroying them from three.
Right.
They were, and I'm getting to the point you just made about how Doug says teams got to feel you. Too often last year in the first part of the year, and Mike Brown's like, we're not a good defensive team. I got to do one or the other. But teams were just like having 3-point parties. They'd come in here and they knew that we're going to get whatever 3-point shot we want. They're giving it to us.
Yeah.
Even teams like Orlando that don't really shoot them well. I was like,
firing off. Ain't lying.
So I think one thing Doug did well that worked early on, especially, and I think some of this had to do with Luke Louts, because Doug cited Luke Louts early on. Remember, they would like start trapping people and things at the end of games?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it worked.
You know what that's called? Schemes.
Yes.
You have to scheme what you don't have.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This ain't rocket science though. Like straight up. That's what I'm saying. There is a point in this game where I don't have it. I need it. Someone said, you can't 916, you can't coach grit. It's in you or not.
Yeah.
Hence the Keegan Murray conversation, hence the Jonathan Kuminga conversation, and so on and so forth. You are who you are to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to scheme those things. And as much as Coach Brown said, hey, you know what? Trying. I've said it. I've told it. Do something different.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one thing you have to give to Coach Christie and whoever else was pulling those strings, scheming. And that's why I say, I think there's going to be something. Scheming is a part of the culture. Scheming is part of the way you play. This is simple basketball. When you talk to people all the time, what do they say? Simple basketball wins games.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what you said, out hustling, out working, grit and grind, feeling me as your opponent. I truly think the people that they have, starting with Scott Perry, understand that. Now, if they get to that point, I'm not sure. But I'll definitely die on the cross and saying, I think they know that. So I'm hoping you don't make the same mistakes.
Right.
What we did last year doesn't work. We got to get some new intel in here. If we see the same mistakes over and over, do something different.
Yes, but here's the big question. And you have your 6 pillars of the new culture that Scott Perry has detailed, right?
Yeah,
we have them. He's laid them out for us.
Numerous times.
You also have 3 players that you are committed to big time. Maybe more than that, but you got your 3 main players, big money players. Do they fit that? Domantas Sabonis plays very hard. He's not a very good defender. He's improved defensively. He gives great effort. He defends as hard as he can. Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, can they play that way? Can they? Certainly, as professionals, there's a number of Scott Perry's pillars that have to do with being responsible and accountable, and they're professionals. They're Hall of Fame professionals. They can do that. But can they give you that grit at that defensive end? I don't know, Jay. I don't know.
I got you.
That's one of the big things that could determine whether this year is a year where, wow, it all comes together, or whether it's going to be kind of a gap year where we're still sorting things out.
Well, what do you think it is going to be? You think this team, this organization, Scott Perry, BJ Armstrong, you think they've come out and said, yeah, this year we're competing? That's how you feel by the moves that have been made and by the way they have talked, even if it's around the corner peeking. You think they've come out this year and say, you know what, we're hunting and pecking to win?
I think they're good. That's the philosophy to start the year.
I disagree. I disagree. I think Scott Perry is taking a patient approach.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's really saying, look, we all want to win this, but you got to put it out there, Whitey. You know, because common sense ain't so common, right? I don't think they're punting on this year, but I truly think the Kings have an understanding. This is how I'm calling it. You're going to hear me say this numerous times. I think this is a valuation year. I truly do.
I think this, to answer your question, I think to start the year, they're all in on winning, but I think they're also ready if things don't go well, to pivot off of that as soon as is reasonably possible.
Right. Pull the hook quick.
And they hope they don't have to. They hope they win 50 games, but they know they probably won't. But I think, and that's the way you sell tickets, and that's the way everybody should be like that at the beginning of the year, right?
Yes.
But again, I think it's because they're kind of
even
traveling.
Utah Jazz?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Opening night. That'd be something. The Jazz are going to start resting people. DNP, load management, opening night.
Preseason, the travel it was horrific. We had a thunderstorm and we didn't get into 2 a.m. Yeah. I'm with you. I think we're saying the same thing, but it's different.
Yeah,
I truly believe
so.
they're hunting and pecking, and they're not punting this year, but I do think there's going to be a quick hook, and I truly believe they're going to evaluate some of the key pieces and some of the pieces that are on the fringe of if you can do exactly what you're saying, Whitey. Mm-hmm. Can you play defense? Do you fit our philosophy? Are you a piece we can move forward? Do I think I can build with you defensively? Even if you don't have it, can I teach it to you?
Yeah.
Can you learn it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you operate it? Can you maximize it? Like, I think all that is happening. We just ain't hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
But I truly believe Scott Perry's going to have a quick hook on some of these people that Kings fans love.
Jay,
truly, man.
Whose team is this? We'll get to that when we come back to Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Throwing things at or onto a field or court can seriously injure people, unless it's that hockey thing where you throw the teddy bears on the ring. So they all get collected and given to kids.
All of them? No bear left behind.
You can listen to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 1140 a.m. YouTube or the Sacktown Sports app.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Juice box. I'm a mom.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check. Oh, hot sauce. Take it.
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins, a balloon. Sweet one sack. I've got cupcakes in the car.
Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 per month on Experience Beyond. Finance agreement $829.99 and qualifying order. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay out via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you tried online gaming. Who knew 12-year-old boys could be so mean? And where did they learn to swear like that? 2 hours of losing to these underage trash talkers, and you're starting to question if maybe you really should stick to pickleball and other boomer stuff. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Seems like back to school happens earlier each year.
First day of school coming in hot.
And this year my kids had massive supply lists.
Folders, notebooks, and pens. Oh, the humanity.
But Staples had everything I needed, with some items just 25 cents.
Watch the small print.
No. My back to school budget was saved by Staples Easy Button.
Everything for school, in stock and as low as 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
In store, online, and on the app. In 23 while supplies last.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Power, grit, and capability. You'll find it all at Kia of Vacaville today. Tackle the road or no road at all with Kia of Vacaville in the spacious 2025 Kia Telluride. Rugged, aggressive, and built for adventure. Or load up the crew and hit the trail in the versatile 2025 Kia Sorento. Need efficiency for the daily grind? Kia of Vacaville has you covered there too. Swing by next to the Vacaville outlets or check out inventory online at KiaVacaville.com. Limited inventory available, so hurry in now. See dealer for details. Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Avriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Sponsored by the California Army National Guard and Hop Valley Brewing. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, inviting you to come join them every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. It's a safe and friendly environment, plenty of well-lit parking available, and it's conveniently located right there in downtown Sacramento. And remember, best food, best service, best games, 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Drapes and Whitey. Whitey and Drapes. You know the pair, the Drive Guys.
Just watching the A's taking on Washington. A's after disemboweling the Nats last night, 16-7. They're playing Washington again tonight, of course. Jay, I love watching this guy, Jeffrey Springs, pitch. It's the bottom of the third. A's in Washington, 0-0. Jeffrey Springs, a lefty starting for the Athletics. He throws on one of those days where, you know, you get a perfect night's sleep and you eat a great breakfast and you're just full of energy. You feel as great as you've ever felt. On those days, he might hit 92.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I just saw him a couple times. He'll pop in a fastball at 92, but that's it. So he's throwing changeup, slider, changeup. I was at a game earlier this year and I'm yelling at Manny Machado, he's going to throw a changeup. And he still finds a way to get guys out. It's kind of like a throwback pitcher, like Kirk Reeder or somebody, you know? Guys don't usually do that anymore. If you can't throw 95, if you're like at 94, it's like, that's kind of mid.
Yeah.
And he's throwing 92. And he's holding down a spot in the rotation.
Doing his thing.
Yeah.
About Greg Maddox, baby.
Yeah.
Location, right? Where you dot your I's at, where you cross your T's.
Yeah.
You like him, huh?
Yeah. Well, I admire it.
Okay.
You make a mistake and someone's got to call the third baseman's wife and say he's in the hospital. But he's getting it done. By the way, JP Sears made his first start since getting traded on Monday. It didn't go well. He actually got sent down. He made a start for San Diego against Arizona Monday. Gave up, I think, 10 hits, 5 runs in 5 innings, and they sent him down. JP Sears.
That sound like he might be cut soon.
Yeah, and they said, it had nothing to do with the way he pitched. It's a numbers game, and we got other people coming in. And then Mason Miller threw a pitch 103.9 miles an hour last night.
Got yanked.
In his second appearance for San Diego, and someone took him over the wall.
That's
in the StatCast era. That's the fastest pitch that's ever been hit for a home run. So I don't know if that's like something you brag about or not.
Right.
Because it's still, Gurriel still took him out, Jay.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. Man, JP.
Hit him 103 out at 107.
That's smoke.
Mm-hmm.
That is smoke, man. But I've always said, fastballs are a dime a dozen, man. It's about movement, location, and the second and third pitch.
Right.
Fastball, by the time you get to the league, I don't give a damn you throwing $150. Hitters will figure out how to hit a fastball.
Mm-hmm.
It's the other stuff.
Especially if it's straight.
Yeah, come on now. I say movement. Movement is key. Movement is number one. You got to be able to take something off, push it there, drop it down low, push it outside. Dot the paint inside and in, up and in. There's just so many things that you have to do. You throw it straight, man. You get out there, Whitey. $103. I got belief in you.
Yeah.
I know
Jay,
you turn on it.
Jay was a major college infielder, professional. You played a little pro ball, didn't
yes,
you?
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, a pinch.
Yeah. But
Cup of coffee, as they say.
Weren't you a pitcher in your early Little League days?
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Weren't we all? Weren't we all?
Uh-huh.
Come on now. Everybody had a little opportunity to bring it.
Mm-hmm.
If you had an arm, you pitched in Little League, just about.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anybody who's never pitched? I'm pretty sure I have.
I haven't really thought about it. I probably know somebody.
Yeah. I pitched in high school a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to, especially when you're good. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Fun. I think it's fun.
Nah.
Because you're in control.
Yeah.
And you got any sense of, if you're getting lit up. But if you can dictate the game. It's like you're controlling the game when you're on the mound.
Yeah, Whitey, but I'm more of a thinker. And
you don't think pitchers are thinkers?
Yeah, but they weird, man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're not wrapped too tight. They're not wrapped too tight.
Working with FP.
Yeah.
Hitters and pitchers,
yeah, they're not wrapped too tight, man. Pitcher ain't. We got to get a
like
pitcher.
Cats and dogs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Rabbit and the hare and the turtle, the tortoise, man.
Mm-hmm. I hear some thoughts here on the Kings and where they are right now and how soon they might be able to get to where they're going from the 530 here on the text line. This roster is closer to winning 46 plus than you think. Glad Kyle Draper's listening today. That's nice of him to shoot us a text there. From the 510, Trey says, I hated the defense that Mike Brown played with us because we were not athletic enough to play a pack the paint, close out on shooters defense. Somebody says, every team Levine has been on has been poor defensively. Who do we talk to? Is it Casey Jones? Is that the guy from Chicago? Casey
Johnson.
Casey Johnson, I'm sorry. Yeah, Casey Jones was a Celtic Hall of Famer. He said he talked to Levine, and Levine said, on the ball, I'm a good defender. When I'm off the ball defensively, I kind of get lost a little bit. He said that's what Zach told him.
Right, yeah.
He's one of those guys that we say this about a number of NBA players. Look how athletic he is. He should be a great defender.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have no clue what it is. A lot of the game is mental, mental capacity, how you think, how you go about it, anticipation. Naturally and organically, sometimes we just don't have it, and that's we were talking about pitching and infielding. I am a thinker. I could pitch because of the IQ. It's something that I wasn't physically gifted with, though. Like, I couldn't rear back and throw 93, 94. It just wasn't in me, you know. You could teach me mechanics, you can do things. And that's why I say with the defense and the culture and the way I think the Kings are going about it, they're going to give some evaluation to it in the form of, okay, we've heard it. We've got the greatest scout, greatest breakdown of who you are as a player. And I'm just saying Zach LaVine. No doubt they know who he is. We're going to try and hide your deficiencies, but maybe, just maybe, scheme and or the grit and or, you know, and I'm not calling Zach by no, you know, he's never been implied as if he doesn't work hard, but just working a little bit harder, going out just a little bit stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that'll help you defensively.
Yeah. Thanks for the heads up here on some static. We're doing what we can
we're
on
trying.
our end. So yeah, we're not sure what the cause of that is, but thank you for the heads up on the YouTube chat. Also on the YouTube chat, T-Boff is talking about a potential trade that is nothing. Okay. And thank you for bringing it to our attention. Somebody on one of the sites, you know, and people do this just like, hey, here's a trade that's just totally made up. And it's funny because I saw someone said these people at this site have this proposed trade between the Kings and the Suns, and whoever wrote about it said, I don't think the Suns would want to do that, which you rarely see in these hypothetical deals. So T-Boff, my point is what you're talking about there, I think somebody said maybe Jalen Green goes to the Kings. That's totally made up. That's just somebody going, I don't know, that could happen. That's all it is. There's nothing to it. There's nothing going on that front. But, Jay, before we take another timeout, whose team is this? Sacramento Kings right now. Whose team? Is it Domas's team? It can't be DeMar's team, can it? It's Dennis Schroeder's team? Zach LaVine's team. It's got to be Domas or Zach LaVine, doesn't it?
I think it's one of the two. Yeah. Domas or Zach. Yeah. I don't have that answer for you.
Mm-hmm.
I truly don't. I'm not going to get up here and perpetrate as if I do.
Almost, it seemed last year almost as if they wanted it to be Zach LaVine's team, and he was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, let me fall in line with everybody and then let me get it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I truly am. I'm hoping that Zach comes out with a whole different mindset this year and says, yeah, this is my squad. I'm taking that over.
Right.
No doubt about it. I think on the court, we all know it's DeMar's team. When the going got tough, when it got to the end of the game, everybody took a back seat, say, here you go, Debo.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as overall, I'm not sure yet. I think we need to wait. I don't really have an answer. I think it's incomplete, to be determined.
Epic, Airbees, and Compio both say, yeah, it's Domas's team.
Well, it could be on paper. I'm not going to argue that. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have the answer?
I don't.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be one of those two guys, but it's been so weird with this team. For example, Beam Team 1, it was Domas's team for 3 quarters, and then it was De'Aaron Fox time.
Right.
And it's like Domas said, it's like, yeah, that's the way it is.
Right.
It's just a little unusual. Last year, like you said, who's taking over? Whose team is it? And fourth quarter, crunch time, DeMar.
Debo.
It's almost like he looked around and said, if no one else is going to do it,
I'll do it. Yes. Yeah, right. Exactly. That's what said on the court.
Uh-huh.
If we're just gauging this off of last year, then yeah, I think it's Debo's. Off the court, I think that's a problem. I don't think it was anybody's team. I think everybody, as you say, well, you know, there's a space and opportunity. Today, I'll take it. It's Tuesday, my turn. You know what I mean? Thursday, hey, guess what, big dog? It's your turn over there.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those. I'm hoping.
Hey, whose team is it? I'll flip you for it.
Right. I definitely think it's one of those things. I'm hoping this year Zach comes out with the renewed spirit of saying, okay, I'm comfortable. You know, I got the house under me. Kids, they celebrating. They going to school. You know, hey, we're out here in Sacramento.
Yeah.
This is our home. And I'm hoping he comes in and says, yeah,
mm-hmm.
this me.
Mm-hmm. When we come back, Jay, are the Cowboys collapsing before our very eyes? That's next on Sacktown Sports.
The Drive Guys.
Somebody from the 916, Whitey. Tell me the last time we had an athletic front court. JK and Keegan Murray, a top 10 power forward, small forward combo. You buying that? No, you can't. Why you give me that 10?
I mean, let's slow down. He's not even here yet.
Right.
He doesn't even play here.
You can listen to The Drive Guys Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 1140 a.m., YouTube, and the Sacktown Sports app.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity. Introducing the 5-year price guarantee. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Well, by his standards, Lawrence Butler isn't having the kind of season he expected, but still, Lawrence is just 25, and he's only played the equivalent of 2.5 seasons in the minor leagues. And now he's on a pace to become the first athletic since Coco Crisp back in 2013 to go 20-20, 20 homers and 20 stolen bases.
Welcome to Dugout Radio, the undisputed home of Boomtown Baseball.
The Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity, baby. Our next caller is
Stacy, how do you stay locked in on every pitch and play?
We stream it all live on Xfinity Internet with low lag, 99.99% network reliability, and speeds faster than a base runner beating the throw to home plate.
I stream on my TV, tablets, even my smart fridge.
Smart fridge?
With all those games, we gotta refuel.
Stream live baseball with Wi-Fi built for the biggest moments. Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
Experience the excitement of Sacramento Rivercats baseball at Sutter Health Park. From thrilling plays on the field to fun in the stands with family and friends, Rivercats baseball is for everyone. Enjoy lively entertainment all season long, the best ballpark food around, some of the finest views of the city, and baseball memories with the Sacramento Rivercats to last a lifetime. Grab your tickets now at rivercats.com.
And we're back, live during a Flex Alert. Dialed in on the thermostat. Oh, we're pre-cooling before 4 p.m., folks.
And that's the end of the third. Time to set it back to 78 from 4 to 9 p.m. Clutch move by the home team. What's the game plan from here on out?
Laundry?
Not today.
Dishwasher?
Sideline.
What a performance by Team California. The power truly is ours.
During a Flex Alert, pre-cool, power down, and let's beat the heat together.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
I don't mean to belabor this, but I'm marveling at watching Jeffrey Springs pitch right now for the A's against the Nationals. They're in the bottom of the fourth. It's still 0-0. And, the Little League World Series has been going on. So a lot of times the monitor to my right here, we have the Little League World Series going on. Jay, there's some Little League World Series kids that throw harder.
Man.
And I'm saying that with admiration. He's getting guys out. He's getting major league hitters out. Here's a pitch, and it's a slider. It's 79 for a strike.
Is it really 79 though?
He threw something 79. Yeah,
Really?
just a minute ago.
Drop down?
Yeah.
Got his eagle on.
Yeah. He'll throw that little slide piece or change up 82. And then when he's got you set up, top of the zone with the high cheese at 91 or 92. Ooh. And it works.
Paint the letters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's got 2 outs in the 4th, and it's 0-0. He's thrown
dealing
50 pitches. It's like a artiste.
I like it. Whitey, real quick, man. I was sitting there listening to our commercial break here as I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the mic on our stream on YouTube here. And I think this is the first time I've caught this part of this River Cats commercial that we're running.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, they got the best minor league food at a ballpark. Now, you've had the opportunity to go out and catch a couple Padres and A's games.
Yeah.
Have you been to a River Cats game this year?
I'm ashamed to admit I've not.
Okay, me either.
Because they're part of the fabric of our fine community.
100%.
Yeah.
Can't agree with you more.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
I haven't been out there in a while, Jay.
Okay. I was just, you see where I was going.
Yeah.
Okay, you had the opportunity to go to the overrated ballpark down in the city.
Get my sponsor list out.
Yeah, in the city. No. Keep it tucked. Keep it folded, by the way. You had the opportunity to go to them overpowered garlic fried, the Oracle, and you had some disparaging things to say about the ballpark food, right?
Well, it's just, and everyone knows that it's so expensive, and I'm so stupid, and I couldn't believe it when we went last September and got a couple waters and a couple of, like crab sandwiches, and when they said how much it was, I was like, no, we only bought this. Like, I'm sorry, you made a mistake.
Right.
Like, nope, that's what it costs, sir. It was just, you gotta be kidding me. It was fine. It was just a little pricey.
Okay, then correct me if I'm wrong. Where
my daughter's like, Dad, that's what it, embarrassed her. That's what it costs. Okay.
Weren't you the one who talked about the whole pizza?
That was here
at the
A's game, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was that about? I can't remember. Was it the food it wasn't a 10 out of 10, or was it expensive? What was the issue with that? Or maybe there wasn't an issue. Maybe.
Yeah, I think I was just surprised. I didn't think I was getting a whole regular pizza. I thought I might get like a
slice,
personal pizza. That's like, whoa, really? Okay. So that's probably my fault for not checking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, you gotta be a little sharper at the ballpark.
I do.
With some of your
I'm looking around.
some choices.
You know how you get into a stadium and you see the grass for the first time, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And sometimes I need to bring myself back down to earth before I start spending money. I'm at the ballpark. Here's my credit card. I want some food. Charge me whatever you want. I don't care.
Okay. All right. I was triple checking because I heard that spot, from the River Cats, and I don't remember who the gentleman was that was voicing that from the River Cats.
Is it Zach?
I don't remember. I can't remember. I didn't pay attention. But they went out on a limb and said, hey, listen, we got the best food by any minor league team in this country.
I haven't been out
there. That's big words right there.
Yeah,
that's big words.
I'll check it out.
Okay.
By the way, I saw a list today, and it's actually from March, but it relates to something you and I have been talking about. And it was a list of the best ballparks in baseball, Major League Baseball. And I think it was from USA Today. I don't remember who wrote it. Petco Park was 6th on the list. Oracle was number 2.
Behind PNC?
Yes, that was number 1. The one you said yesterday was the best park in baseball.
I tell y'all, man, PNC is locked and loaded.
Mm-hmm.
Locked and loaded. Is what that Allegheny right there?
I believe it is. Yeah. Is it they used to have 3 rivers there, didn't they?
Connect, right?
Yeah, because the Allegheny and the Monongahela.
Yeah, something like that, right? That a boy.
Yeah.
But I think it's closer to the Allegheny, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think
this might not be at the confluence like the old park was.
Absolutely,
with the bridge out there.
They put Oracle number 2?
They did.
They must have got paid under the table. Nah, I kid. I
was a little surprised Petco was 6th, not even top 5.
Yeah.
I don't remember the rest of it.
Now you're going to make me pull it up. I got to pull it up, Whitey.
It was from March 11th, my wife's birthday, I think it was, and it was USA Today.
Okay.
Ballpark.
Let me see
If
here.
you don't find it, I can find it.
March USA
11th.
Today.
Yeah.
March.
Top ballparks.
Top MLB
And
ballparks.
they hadn't played yet here, so that wouldn't even be a factor, although we know that's not really a fair comparison.
All right, let's see here. CBS USA Today ranking MLB March 11th, 2025. That sound about right?
Yep, that sounds like you have it on the nose.
Yes, sir. Here we go here. Looking at PNC, number 1.
Yeah.
Sounds like it is. Open. Man, PNC's been open since 01. Man, where I been at, Whitey?
And I've only seen it on TV, I'm ashamed to admit.
Now, let me tell you. See,
I never went to the old one either.
Yeah, I never had an opportunity. This is the problem right here. And see, I agree with PNC, and I never been there. But second part of this is Oracle Park's number 2. The picture for PNC, literally, as I hold it up, you see, it has fans in it.
Yeah.
Right? It's stockpiled to the T. Oracle Park, drabby, full of fog. Even the picture's not becoming. But there's nobody in it. They took a picture of it.
Because it's that picturesque, Jay.
Empty.
Uh-huh.
The river, I'm not saying Allegheny is crystal clear like Windex, but I'm also saying, as I take a closer eye to it, a little drabby right there, Whitey.
You talk about McCovey Cove?
I'm talking about McCovey Cove. And you got to be careful. It's like a balancing act when you're walking on right field. It's just so steep down there. You got to be careful. I mean, don't let your kids play over there. Yeah, don't let your kids play over there.
It's pretty safe. It's not like you're walking the plank or anything.
No.
I got my hot dog. I got to make it back to the bleachers.
It could be misconstrued with the Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm just saying over there. It's walking the plank. Hey, look, take the walk. It's very, very thin on the backside. And then I look at it, and if there's nothing else that I see, because you're supposed to be able to see the bridge beyond it, which you can. I'm not going to play around.
Only, from a certain.
Yeah, from certain angles. Because this angle is from the top of first base side. So right field looks like deep in the corner at the top.
Okay, so you might be able to see the Bay Bridge there.
You can't
across.
see it.
Yeah.
Even though the fog is super thick, like train smoke. But number 3, Wrigley Field?
See,
the
to
nostalgia?
me, yeah. And I think Fenway did pretty well on there, too, and I would think that's the same thing, because those are like from 1912, and I know they've updated them.
Yeah, 14 for Wrigley.
I think Fenway opened the day the Titanic sank, if I'm not mistaken. So we're
really
talking about an older
1912 Fenway.
Yeah.
Oriole Park, Camden Yards, number 4.
That's a nice one. Alan Stiles was just talking about how great that park is.
Okay, haven't had the opportunity. Number 6, Petco, best stadium in California for my money. Dodger Stadium, number 7?
I saw that, too.
Okay, never mind. We putting the
Dodger Stadium is great as long as you don't actually have to drive to and from it.
Number 8, Coors Field, Colorado, which is a nice ballpark. I've enjoyed my time going there. Number 9, I really like T-Mobile Park, Seattle. It is like when they open the roof, it's fantastic. One of the nights I went, it was a little foggy outside, kind of reminded me of Oracle, but it's never fully closed because it's half, like the way it's cut, it's open and all that. But I like my time at T-Mobile Park. I thought it was a beautiful field.
And that's the only stadium we've ever had like that, right?
I think so.
Where it's got a roof, but it also has open air.
Yeah,
it's like a patio or something.
Yes. 10, Target Field, Minnesota, which I've never been able to, I haven't got out there. Number 12, Kauffman Stadium? The Royals? Man, somebody must have got a gold envelope.
Yeah, I don't know what those are based on.
Yeah. I didn't read into, how he ranked these, and it was, let's see, byline Jesse Yumtov.
I was just trying to point out that you said yesterday PNC was number 1, and I found someone who agreed with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And he only ranked 1 to 28.
Okay.
So the last 2, Tampa and Oakland, or excuse me, Sacramento A's or whatever the hell we call them these days, he did not rank those 2 minor league ballparks.
You can call them Oakland. Yeah. You can call them Oakland or Sacramento.
A's, Athletics, John Fisher's bunch.
I got to show you some merchandise that apparently they're going to be giving out here in September. Some Sacramento A's stuff that, according to my sources, are going to be given away at the Yard. It's pretty nice. I'll show you in just a second here, Jay. Also, we still got to get to the decline of the perhaps the collapse of the Dallas Cowboys. And when we come back, we've been talking a lot about point guards this offseason. Tell you about the Hall of Fame coach who just said a couple days ago, the point guard position is dead. Tell you who said that and what it means for basketball when we come back. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Throwing things at or onto a field or court can seriously injure people, unless it's that hockey thing where you throw the teddy bears on the ring. So they all get collected and given to kids.
All of them? No bear left behind.
You can listen to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 1140 a.m. YouTube or the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
There was always a crowd gathered around our dining table when I was growing up. Hi, I'm Frank Laboza with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Everyone was welcome at my mother's table, so holidays, birthdays, and celebrations always included family and friends. I used to think I was the most popular kid in the neighborhood until I realized that my friends were really there for my mother's incredible cooking. Years later, when I bought my own dining table from Naturewood, I made sure it was large enough to make friends feel welcome. And right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings Dine-In Style Sale, you have an opportunity to find the perfect dining room furniture to help you create your own treasured memories. Choose from casual to formal or anything in between. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings during the Dine-In Style Sale off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Hey there, this is Dolly, coming to you straight from Nashville.
It's Stand Up to Cancer!
Join us Friday, August 15th for one night only and for one goal only, to beat cancer. So stand up with all of us and let's save lives together. If we join forces, we can end cancer forever. Tune in Friday, August 15th at 8, 7 Central on ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC. For more ways to watch, visit standuptocancer.org/show.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Abriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Sponsored by the California Army National Guard and Hot Valley Brewing. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140.
We have been talking a lot about the A's and Sacramento and how maybe the A's are going to try to embrace Sacramento a little more. I'm going to send you some here that, according to a source, I could have done this during the break, but I wanted to get Jay's honest reaction. This, Jay, and I just sent it to you, is a picture of an item that, according to my source, is going to be given away by the A's. I think it's September 28th, and I want to see what you think of that. This is something the A's would be giving away to those going to a September game. Let me know when you get that.
I got you. I'm seeing it. I'm eyeballing it.
What do you think?
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested in that.
I think it's a sweatshirt, long
It looks like a
sleeve
long sleeve sweatshirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks a
green.
little fake, though. A little photoshopped. Who did that for you, big time?
No, I got this from a good source.
Ooh.
Yeah, who's had some good information for me.
Okay.
So we can't say for sure, but according to my source, yeah. And on the left, is it the shoulder or the sleeve? It has the A's logo.
Left.
Yeah, and then across the front, it has a Sacramento.
Yep.
Which is that's about as close as they've come.
Sacramento.
Yeah, to having anything that was, Sacramento A's.
Close. This would be the only thing.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, on the right.
Doesn't mean the team would wear that. That's it doesn't matter doesn't count till the team wears it. But those are nice.
No doubt. That's dope. Those are the things these are the pieces and items of merch that we should be having in the team store.
Right.
On the right sleeve is the MLB patch.
Yes.
Yeah. There's got to be a little something extra. This must be giveaways.
Yes.
Are these giveaways? Okay.
Yes. That'd be the first however many come to the yard on that day.
Yeah. Got you.
Get the Sacramento A's sweatshirt.
What day is this now?
I have to double check the date. I think it's a September. It might be like Fan Appreciation Day or something like that because I think it's late in the year. It's a nice looking item, but we have to confirm it before we share all that with you. But it does look like perhaps the A's are going to be more mindful going into next year that, hey, there's an opportunity there. Just doing a better job of building that bridge to our Sacramento fans. I'll be interested to see if they commit to that because clearly they didn't intend to this year, and I think they paid a price for it. All right. Can you believe it, Jay? There's a Hall of Fame coach who said Monday, this is a college coach, and he's talking to reporters about his team for the upcoming season. Quote, Rick Pitino said, the point guard is totally done in basketball. The point guard is totally done. He said, we just realized we have so many good athletes that we're going to run a pointless system. So everybody handles the ball. Everybody passes the ball. He's talking about one of his players. Obviously, will play a 1 or 2 when he's in the game, but they're all interchangeable parts. We're running pure motion, not because of a lack of anything. We're running pure motion because everybody's really physically skilled. Says Rick Pitino, I said to this team, who's the point guard of the Knicks, the Lakers, the Celtics, the world champions? The point guard is totally done in basketball. The days of John Stockton are long gone. There are no more point guards. Chris Paul is probably the last one. So you got to play with everybody handling the basketball 5 out and just create good movement. Rick Pitino, there are no point guards anymore. Is that true? Is there any truth to that? It's interesting for us here because, as we know, the Kings are entrusting Dennis Schroeder with coming in here and being a point guard that holds it all together, makes the whole thing go. It makes the DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, Keegan Murray offense functional. Rick Pitino, says, point guard is dead. I think it's an overstatement by the Hall of Fame coach. What do you think? Pitino, by the way, is the reigning Naismith, Associated Press, and Big East Coach of the Year. And obviously, Hall of Famer. He certainly knows a thing or two or three about basketball. We have talked a lot with the likes of Jerry Reynolds and people who played the point guard position at the highest level about how the position has changed. I just think it's a little hyperbole. Point guards don't do what they used to do. They do more. But the point guard is dead? No, Jay. As a former point guard myself.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Maybe more of a combo guard. I was a point guard.
A combo guy?
A lead guard.
Okay. Could you shoot it?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yes.
Boy. Could you put it on the ground?
Oh, yeah.
You handle the peel?
Very quick first step.
Oh, boy.
Little head fake left, and it's like, where are you going? And just go right by him, lay in. The point guard is not dead. It has evolved. It has changed, but it's not dead.
Yeah. I'm with you. I think it's transitioned into something a little different. I always say the point guard is the scorer. When you really look at the premier position in the league, I think if pound for pound you counted them stars to superstars to impact players, I would definitely say the point guard has more premier players than any other position in the league. A lot of those guys, Steph Curry, Dame Lillard, De'Aaron Fox, Shai Gilgeous, LaMelo, Jalen Brunson, the list goes on, James Harden, a lot of those guys, their best feat is probably scoring. Mm-hmm. That's their best attribute. And so I think it has transitioned into something else, but no doubt, it ain't never dead. As long as someone has to bring the floor up, we call him point center, point forward. We ain't let it go, so, right. But I hear what Rick is saying. I get it. He's OG. He's a originator of the game, so to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's also trying to sell to his team probably more than anybody else. We don't need a point guard. You're a point guard. You're a point guard. We're all point guards. None of us are point guards. He's probably trying to sell it to his team.
Right.
But it reminds me of going back to when they took the centers off of the All-Star ballot. And I think it was because Roy Hibbert was named an All-Star or something. And people were like, he can't be an All-Star.
Not the Roy Hibbert.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
And,
couple-time All-Star, too.
Yeah. There was talk that, centers, there's no more centers anymore. Well, you look around now, it's like, there's some pretty good centers. So the position evolved. Centers became more adept at shooting the three ball.
Yeah.
And you've got at least one of the greatest centers ever playing now. You can make the argument for a couple of guys. By the way, I read that Joel Embiid's knee is not good.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. It's I thought about putting on Keith Pompey, but as we get a little closer to the beginning of the season, the start of the season, we'll definitely jump around and take a look at a few or all the teams.
Yeah,
and we'll get some inside information. But it's utterly quiet that Joel Embiid hasn't been talked about this offseason. His return. You really haven't seen too much about Maxey and PG-13, but man, it's super quiet. It's eerily quiet about what's going on with Joel Embiid.
I read some suggestions. The team wouldn't come out and say this. I don't know for a fact they feel this way, but maybe regretting that they, extended him because right now the knee is like, it's just, he can't play on it.
It's a big guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Dang. That would be unfortunate.
Somebody from 916 from the EDH, leave it to the Kings to be the last to the party. With an outdated point guard situation.
I see. Yeah.
Structure, they said.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, before we move on, see the power of what you do, Mr. Gleason? You are a man amongst people of the community.
Really?
When you speak, they listen.
How so?
When you echo the voice on the mic, even though right now on StreamYard it's a little staticky. We're trying, people. We're trying. People pay attention. Shouts out to Jason. Man of the community who chimed in and said, yo, Jay, Whitey's got his sources, but let me be your source. Jason called in and said, I just bought a black shirt designed the same way you just laid out for the sweatshirt That's supposed to be coming out on the 28th. And shouts out to UPS Chris. That's his 40th birthday, by the way, the 28th this month. But it's got the patch on one side, the A's on the other, and it's got Sacramento across the chest in white, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It is in the stores.
Wow. Okay.
They're relenting.
Yes.
Jason just gave, that's my sources tell me. Sources close to the situation tell me, shouts out Jason, that I can go purchase this shirt in the store at the ballpark.
It's a step in the right direction.
It is, man.
Mm-hmm.
Shouts out to Jason and everyone, garnering that merch out there. Now I'm about that. I'm about that. If you're gonna put Sacramento across the chest and an A's, which I never thought I would see, then I'm interested in that. I will at least support it because I'm supporting my city. Of course, I'm giving money to
there's
powers
other
that be,
issues as
but
well.
But I just have to have that though, to say, even if it comes down to the point to where they leave, it happened here and I have the proof.
Yeah. I mean, going back to when we first heard this was going to happen, I remember talking about how, hey, as far as we were concerned, well, they have to call themselves Sacramento.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's a given. Otherwise, no deal. So, maybe that will help as far as getting more people in there and just creating a stronger bond between the community and the A's. I don't know. I appreciate the effort.
Is it too late? Too little, too late?
We'll find out next year.
Yeah. But I think this is, like you said, if nothing else, maybe not even a step, it's a glance in the right direction. It's, you do exist. And we know, Sacramento.
There it is.
Acknowledge
our existence.
For sure.
Sacramento is bailing John Fisher out. What's the rent here, Jay, at Sutter Health Park?
Let me check let me see.
Compared to some rent you've had to pay.
Let me see. Let me go over here and see if they're getting a grant, a stipend. They on Section 8, low income housing. I check to see if they got the stubs. That'd be zero.
Zero. And
Zero.
You can't acknowledge the community?
Man.
Okay, maybe, they're not in Sacramento. They're in West Sacramento. I know some people get hung up on that. Yeah. But it's Sacramento.
Man. Zero. You really think you ain't paying nothing?
Oh, yeah.
Yes? You don't think one George Washington is being exchanged between John Fisher, West Sac,
I think that's why John
team
Fisher
controlling
did it.
ownership? Nothing.
As soon as he heard, it's a minor league park. There's going to be problems with the turf. Gets really hot. You won't have to pay any rent. It's like, done. We're doing it. I'm in.
You're just waiting on that.
I don't care about the rest of it. Where do I sign?
I believe it for face value, but I don't believe it.
I'm sure that, someone from the A's might say, well, no, we're pouring money into the community in this way and that way, and we've done
No doubt. As they are.
What we're talking about.
Yeah. I just don't believe it, White. White, I truly don't believe something hasn't been exchanged.
Tyler Soderstrom has just hit a home run in the top of the sixth. The Athletics lead Washington 1-0 as Jeffrey Springs continues his mound mastery. What is going on with this team? 16-7 one night. Don't mean to jinx them. Long ways to go.
They're just hot.
They ain't 1-0 yet tonight, but they've got a 1-0 lead. Anyway, so it looks like perhaps the A's are coming around to realizing, hey, we could do more to show Sacramento how much we appreciate them. So stay tuned on that. Now, as far as point guard position has changed. We just had a point guard here that was going to be the future of the franchise, and De'Aaron Fox, who was hardly a pure point guard. That's the one thing that I agree with when John Calipari says there's only, the only point guard left is Chris Paul. The only pure point guard, and it's because somebody realized, and this goes back to Oscar Robertson, if not before that, if you got a point guard and he can score, that's better than a point guard who can't shoot or score. So it just became the way it's done, where you have a point guard who's not just a guy that sits back there and sets everybody out.
Yeah.
He sets everybody else up, but he also can pose a threat himself.
Yeah, for sure.
The game has also evolved in such a way that you have guys like when Chris Webber was here. The offense ran through Chris Webber. Who was a point guard? Was it Doug Christie? Was it Mike Bibby? Well, the offense ran through Chris Webber.
Right.
And Vlade, too.
Yes.
And the offense with the Kings a lot of times ran through Domas.
No doubt. Off the elbow. No doubt. Yeah, it's just, as you said, it's evolved. As the center position, as is the stretch four, as is the 3-and-D wing.
Right.
In 1985, were we talking about 3-and-D wings?
No.
Nah, absolutely not. So
everything would have been one at that time.
Fonzo Ellis. Oh, he wasn't even around 85. Let me see. Yeah, who would be the top 3 stretch D stretch threes?
Derek Anderson.
Ooh, wasn't around in 85 yet, was he? Late 80s.
Don't know. Yeah.
Maybe
right.
I like it.
Yeah.
It
but
is.
Coop was around in 85.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah. How tall is Coop though?
Jamal Wilkes was a 3-and-D
Oh
wing.
yeah, Jamal Wilkes was a baller. He was a baller. Yeah.
Coop was 6'7"?
Was he that tall?
Yeah, he was a guard.
Man.
He was
He was a guard. Yeah, he was a guard, but was Coop that long?
I thought he was 6'7".
Wow.
He was like 6'7", 140 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. We should do that one day.
Yeah, 6'7", 170.
6'7"?
Yeah.
Dude, I've stood next to Coop a few times, and I don't remember him being 6'7".
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I
he might have shrunk
can't
a little
speak to
bit,
that.
yeah.
And I don't see what his wingspan is here, but I know you would
He's
love
long
it.
and lanky. He's probably
Yes.
got a heck of a wingspan.
Yes. But Jay, people say, oh, the dinosaurs died. The dinosaurs didn't all die. They're still here. They're just called birds. That's what happened to the dinosaurs.
Alligators.
Yeah, well, birds anyway. Yeah. So that's what, the point guards are dead. No, they're still there. They just look a little different and they do different things. They have evolved.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Rick Pitino, it is what it is, brother. I don't know who he's trying to sell the pitch to, the mob father. Go ahead and get it. I think he's saying it in a different way. Point guards they look different. They feel different, as does pretty much all the other positions, maybe minus a 2. Like a 2 guard, you're going to either a combo guard, you're a shooter, you might handle the ball, put the ball on the deck. More or less, the other 4 positions for me have definitely evolved.
Yeah.
The wing, the stretch 4, the center, not having a back to the basket, more or less, got to face it up. Yeah, like
there was a time when you'd have 4s if they took a 3-point shot. It's like they'd be sitting down for 2 months.
Hit the pine. Hit the pine. So, as you said, the perfect word, it's evolved.
Yes. From the 530, a couple questions. Scottie Pippen, was he 3-and-D, and was Steve Nash a pure point guard?
Yes,
I would say
yes.
yes and yes.
Yeah, yes and yes.
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen may be the premier 3-and-D guy.
That's a great call.
Yeah, like he may be the prototypical who I'm looking for.
Derek McKee.
Derek McKee? Is Durant a 3-and-D guy? Is he a 3?
It's like Larry Bird. Larry Bird was too good to be that. And Durant's too good to be a 3-and-D guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Pippen is too, but I think he exonerates the position of where, if we're making a perfect 3-and-D guy and we're only building it off of one person, one statue, for me, it's Pippen. And that's what sitting down and really thinking, but Pippen was an animal.
Yes.
He had everything you needed for a 3-and-D guy. And not only could he shoot it when you needed it, he was a dog when you definitely needed it. We, exemplified that, but he'd put the rock on the floor too. And he was a good passer.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, he was a phenomenal player. Underappreciated.
Oh, for sure. Played with Jordan.
Yeah, he played with,
Paxson?
Cliff Levingston or somebody.
Yeah. Stacey King?
Yes.
Yeah.
Steve Nash is, I think, an important figure in the evolution of the point guard position. Great passer, smaller, but man, could he shoot.
Yeah. He was the transitional period between the Kings and the Warriors.
Yeah. And he was an MVP.
Yeah, twice, right?
Yeah.
One of them he shouldn't have got, but it is what it is. He got it over Shaq.
Right.
He got put it, as Charles Woodson told Randy Moss one time, the trophy's at my mama's house. That's the Heisman. Right? Randy was crying one time. He's like, man, tell him the trophy's up at my mama's house on the mantle. So that's part of the game. Nash, as we're talking about evolving, I always call him the transitional point guard, the period, because the Kings, and I'm only talking about my lifetime here, you transition from the Lakers in the 80s, Lake Show, and then you transition into Pistons. Of course, you got the Celtics in there, but you got the Pistons and the way they played ball in the early 90s. That was just rough and tough, throw elbows, all that. And the 80s was too.
ISO ball, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you get into kind of the Kings period with beautiful basketball, passing. The pass is quicker than the dribble, right?
Yeah.
And then you start to transition
Would
into.
you please tell Domas that?
Well,
can you let him know that?
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
I know you know Doug, and if you can let Doug know to tell Domas, you don't need to dribble the ball up the floor. Throw it ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, please talk to him, Coach Gleason. Talk to him, man. Come out of retirement, baby. You need to be a video coordinator or something.
Domas must know that. I'm sure his dad told him.
Yeah, for sure. Top 5 big in the game, right?
Yes.
That's I love that. I don't even know where that drop is anymore. Oh, here we go. I got to do it.
He's the top 5 big in the game.
Shouts out to Kendrick Perkins, Big Perk, talking about Arvidius. I mean, he's talking about the Montes.
Yeah.
But it transitioned into after the Kings, and then let's just jump ahead to the Warriors, where they played a whole different style of ball. You kind of got to give Nash and Jason Kidd's in there too.
Yep.
J Kidd and CP3. Those are the 3 that come to mind when you're just talking about pure pass first, but also can score, go get it type point guards.
Mm-hmm.
So Nash is one of those. He's one of those targets right there in that 3 for me, that transitional period after beautiful basketball to fast pace, get them up, Warriors hoop.
Yep. Now, see, I'm a little older than you, only 40 or 50 years, but I remember when Magic came on the scene. And Magic, like a 6'9" point guard who was built like a tight end, that was revolutionary. He used to he'd have the ball at the point, and, some guys like 6'2" or whatever is guarding him, and he'd just look over the top of the defense, and in the blink of an eye, he'd throw a backdoor pass to Jamal Wilkes on the baseline.
Right.
And I remember watching it going, how come no one's ever done that? Someone told me he's 6'9". He can see over the top of everybody. And that really had a lot to do with the evolution of the position.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson's like a point forward, but he played guard. But
right.
He was like a power forward, actually.
Yeah. And we got a couple people. I know, and I knew this was going to happen, Whitey, because we have analytical people, and I understand it. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I looked this up.
God loves him too, Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely. I looked this up when I said it because I knew we were getting ready to get bombarded with Scottie Pippen didn't shoot threes, and he didn't shoot it at a high percentage. That's the conversation we're having. It evolved.
That's a good point.
He shot 32% because I literally looked it up before as soon as we said it, I said, let me look it up because I know it's coming in. 209. Scottie was only 32% three-point shooter. You're absolutely right. 100%.
Which probably when he played was not terrible.
No. Follow up to that, definitely the D, but wasn't asked to shoot a lot of threes.
Nobody was. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's why you didn't have 3 and D wings.
There you go. And that's why I said, if we're looking at the prototypical 3 and D guy, let's throw out the numbers, 209. I'm rocking with you. I understand where you're coming from. Definitely. You checks and balances. I love it. I got where you're going. But I think if I'm looking at it, I truly believe if Scottie, and, we can play armchair GM, Scottie would be my prototypical 3 and D guy. Like, he can shoot it, no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
But his mid-range was crazy. Of course he was, as you talked about. Nobody shot at a high percentage like that unless your name was Trent Tucker.
Yeah.
Dale Ellis.
Yeah.
Chuck Person.
And nobody shot it a lot. They didn't allow it.
4 or 5 shots at Reggie Miller.
It was generally frowned upon in this establishment.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm saying, 2-9, is this. I think if I'm looking at evolving of the game, and that's why I said maybe we should do this, 80s, early 90s, who would be your 3 and D guy?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's the guy you're looking for?
I love that question.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, and that's a great point.
Where's Jerry Reynolds when you need him?
Call him up.
Where is Jay Reynolds when you need him?
Yeah, we'll see if he's available. Yeah, the conversation continues here with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record.